Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an Awards Watch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, executive editor here at Awards Watch, and joining me, as always, is my comrade, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
He sat down and played the piano for me. What a delight. Then ordered room service. We ate by candlelight. He asked me about me, hung on my every word, made me feel like the center of the universe. Of course I slept with him. He knew where everything was and what to do with it. But of course he'd had lots of practice. I tried not to think about just how much. I woke up a few hours later at around 3 in the morning. Warren wasn't in bed. I looked across the room and found him admiring himself in the mirror. "What are you doing?" I asked in a sleepy voice. "Nothing," he said. But he couldn't take his eyes off himself. He ran his hands through his hair, staring at his reflection in the mirror. I went back to sleep. In the morning, when I woke up, he was standing there again, playing with his hair, mussing it, trying to get it just right, going for that just-been-screwed look. I saw Warren for the next 8 months. He made me feel loved and important. I knew he was making half a dozen other women feel the same way at the same time, sometimes on the same day even, but it didn't matter. I needed lots of nurturing, and I was getting it from Warren Beatty. That is Janice Dickinson, famous model.
Yes, it is.
On her relationship with Warren Beatty. And of course, today we're talking about Reds. Sort of his, what I guess many people would consider his magnum opus.
Yeah.
His epic.
His epic, his big film. There's another way to describe it. Does our guest want to do it?
How do you want me to describe it? What as?
It's our Associate Editor Sophia Ciminello. Hi, Sophia. How are you?
Hi, I'm really excited to be here. I think for what will be a very normal episode. Jay, I could not keep it together when you were reading that because I just finished that chapter today.
Yeah,
that's
And
the
I
Reds
had
chapter.
to, it's the Reds chapter, and there's just so much in there, all about Warren Beatty's personal life, and
you look
it
like
is
you got a
related to the movie.
You look like you have a concussion right now. You're like, your eyes are like all over. Like, Sophia, you were
Me?
like, yeah, because you're like, that chapter has. It's like you looked like it was like you were
Well-
recounting a like your trip to Vietnam. You know what I mean?
I
Like you're
mean,
like, I've seen things you never know.
Reading this book, which is called Star, it's a biography of Warren Beatty, of course.
Of course.
I think I have learned too much.
Yeah. You
I think
so?
so.
Cher
think
says
I've
he's a
learned-
bad lay.
She does.
So-
And I love the fact that she hooked up with him because her mom was interested too. Like, okay, cool.
Yep.
Does Cher have a
I
high
also-
count?
I mean, not as high as Warren Beatty's count.
No,
I
but
learned
she's-
from this book that it was rumored to be
That might just be totally
12,775.
apocryphal. I'm not sure about that number because he did. I know he was with multiple women at the same time, but he had long-term relationships. But
He
was he truly
did.
just like doesn't matter?
I
That's
don't
just
think
the
he really
person I sleep with
cared.
at night.
But just like in the movie, was it open? Like that's where the lines blur.
Or was it? Or did he consider it open? Was it always
Yeah.
open to him?
That's something that the film kind of grapples with as well.
Look, this movie's
You
got
know
a
who
lot
I'd
of Warren
love to
Beatty in
ask?
it.
I'd love to ask Annette Bening. Like, I want to know.
Okay.
I want to interview her.
Here we go. So my thesis for this series, when we have guests on, and Jay answered it in the first episode because it was just us. Sophia, you're here and you brought it up. So this is just perfect. We're already getting off the rails because I got to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
If this number is true, and let's just assume that it is, because we're human beings. We want to believe that what we're told is true. We want to believe in facts, right?
Right.
Sophia, you want to believe in facts. Jay, you want to believe in facts, even though you're a knucklehead. You want to believe in facts.
I'm a math guy.
There you go.
And
Exactly.
the number in the book approaches 13,000.
There you go. We want to believe that's true. So if that's the case, and that's the type of game and the type of man and the type of person we're dealing with here today, then what is Annette Bening in this equation? Because she's the one that tamed the beast
What? Well,
or keeps the beast at bay.
also the number is not 13,000. There's probably some repeated.
Let's just say it's anywhere between 5 to 13,000.
I mean,
still
I
a
think
lot.
we're at least at 10K. I think like we have to say
10K
10K.
people or 10K times?
Or 10K
10K
women.
women. 10K
I
women.
don't think so.
Because-
I'm calling malarkey.
Jay using an old word like malarkey.
But every other line in this book is like he does not. I mean, there are types he has, certainly. He prefers brunettes. He likes
No, they are
Oscar
very much like, I
nominees.
mean, there's somebody who's straight up like, he should have had higher standards. What was his deal? That was weird.
Yeah, it was like every apprentice, every
Yeah.
intern. Like anyone. At one point they said anyone with a mouth.
Jeez.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway,
But anyway, Annette Bening.
Annette Bening. What do you think about that?
I
Her in
mean,
this
What does that
equation.
say about her?
What does it
That's the
say about?
question.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a fascinating question about her. So we
I
know
mean,
her as this prestigious actress,
Look, she
but
crossed the English Channel and she conquered the highest mountain of all, Warren Beatty's libido.
for
she
real.
got stung by a jellyfish,
And
and
that's not
then,
the only thing she got
that's
stung
not
by. There you
right.
go. So
Oh my God.
exactly. Well, she's like kind of like Muhammad Ali in that way, who
Yeah.
was going to star in Heaven Can Wait. That's who he wanted. Float like a butterfly, sting like a jellyfish. No.
Oh,
Anyways, Sophia.
okay. Yes. So he was, I think so. What I would say is like he's 55 by the time they get married. And I think like he had probably just, not that he had had enough, but like at some point he was probably going to settle down and he fell in love with Annette Bening. I think all of those other relationships beforehand also, he and Julie Christie, I think she was very different than Diane Keaton, but we'll talk
Oh
about
yeah.
Diane Keaton
Oh
today.
yeah.
He liked women who were hard to get for relationships. He liked women who, quote, kicked him in the ass
Mm.
and not like easygoing people. And I think that like Annette Bening, she probably just came around at a time in his life when he was ready for something different. And I don't know.
Sure.
I feel like it shows that she is just, I don't
She's
know. Yeah, she was able to tame him.
she's
Sure.
talented though.
Julie Christie is arguably the most important person with regards to the existence of Reds.
Yes.
It should be noted.
Yeah. You want to explain
Yeah.
that, Jay?
Well, she basically introduced Warren Beatty to politics, more or less.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They visited Russia together
Yeah.
years before this, in the late 60s, I believe. And originally, his first instinct was to have Julie Christie in the Diane Keaton role in this film. It was going to be, Dr. Zhivago 2 or what have you. But that's not who he was dating at the time. So he had to
Yeah.
play the game. Also, Julie
He
Christie
loves,
did not like him
no.
at this point.
No, by the again, once he kind of
She
goes
didn't
through
like him around.
Heaven Can Wait,
Yeah.
a running theme of the actresses that he's worked with in his early part of his films.
Well, him and Diane
No,
came out
this-
of this ship shape.
Yeah. No, they came out of this going, if we're gonna be friends and I'm never gonna fucking see you again. Like
When
he pushed her
when they filmed the
last.
last scene of this movie, she said, quote, Warren Beatty, you will never speak to me like that again, and left.
Yeah.
Left to go back across the Atlantic Ocean to America.
Yep. See you later, Warren.
See you later, Warren.
Warren wanted another couple takes, by the way.
He probably kept saying do it again, which is what he says in his personal life too, I'm sure.
Oh, there it is. Yes, to Jay's point and to what we're already jumping into, we're here to talk about Reds. Latest film in our Warren Beatty series. Completely off the rails. We were like saying before, hey, are we going to go off the rails? And are like, no.
This is
no.
actually there's a lot of
actually pretty
context
tame.
to the movie so far.
Yeah.
But let me keep it off the rails again. Let me keep it off the rails, much like the cinematography in this film, because there's a great anecdote about the cinematographer's name is
Vittorio Storaro.
Yes, he loved a moving camera, and he had his whole crew of moving camera boys, like just 5 guys with dolly rails standing on the side on the verge of tears, while Warren Beatty is like, "Nah, we're keeping it still, man. We're not moving the camera." And they're like,
any of this.
what is my job now? Am I just over here holding railroad tracks? And it was, I don't know, that was fun. Anyway, Sophia, maybe the most important thing we need to talk about. This is a take that I am pretty confident you disagree with.
Oh God. Oh shit. You want to bring this up at the top of the episode?
I mean, why not?
I think we have to get it out of the way.
Fucking hell.
This, we talked about this last week, and it was just the two of us. So it was a
Sophia,
safe space. It is no longer a safe space.
Sophia, I don't condone anything that's about to happen here on the show. If you got complaints, make it out to at Mr. J. Ledbetter on Twitter.
The HR department.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who is our HR department here? We'll
Warren Beatty.
Oh my God,
it's Eric. Unfortunately, it's Eric.
Yeah, which is
about the same.
About the same. Yeah. Jay, Anthony asks, go away. Just go. Just go away before you even start this. But go ahead.
I don't get the Warren Beatty thing.
Here we go.
I don't get the draw. I don't find him to be like a striking physical presence.
You're talking sexually, not as an actor and a director.
We'll talk about that in this.
Oh, I forgot.
We'll talk about this movie.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I don't see Warren Beatty, and I'm like, in the same way that we did. We talked about Working Girl. I see Harrison Ford in Working Girl. I'm like, whoa. I have never felt that way about Warren Beatty.
You feel that about Redford, though?
Redford, absolutely. Yeah.
Newman,
not quite as much.
Jack?
Really?
You feel that about Jack?
Yeah. No. Jack is different. Jack's all about energy. And I think that is part of the problem with
We'll
Beatty.
talk about that here.
That's with Beatty, right? Isn't it?
Well, okay.
I don't get any of that energy from Beatty. And
I'm
we
gonna
talked
say
about
something.
it some last week, which is he's best at playing a doofus, which might have a little bit to do with that. But I just want to hear why I'm wrong.
If we're
As I
thinking
often am.
If we're thinking of like late 60s to early 80s, specifically that era in time, we'll just cover the whole 70s. Like Warren Beatty is on my Mount Rushmore of very important people.
Of snacks.
Yeah. Easily. Not even close.
That to me, that just does not compute.
I think
I don't have that software installed.
I think that he was designed by science for the female gaze.
That's crazy. I mean,
Like
more power to you.
everything from like Splendor in the Grass to Shampoo to McCabe and Mrs. Miller, even to Reds. It's just like my brain short circuits.
That's interesting.
If I lived in this time, I would have been in line in 2 seconds.
Well,
Warren Beatty, on me. Warren Beatty pushed me.
Did like
downstairs.
brunettes, right?
Yeah. I think part of the issue is that like I don't think anyone really would have had a problem finding Warren Beatty and getting anything from him. But yeah, I mean, it's different than I would say like.
Would you have been a chapter in the book? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't have been a chapter in the book, but I gladly would have
Sophia,
shared
you were
an
35
anecdote.
years too late.
Yeah.
I know.
Annette.
I know.
Damn you, Annette.
It's too bad. Too bad.
Damn
But
you,
yeah,
Annette.
if we would have crossed paths in another time, sure. But I mean, like at that time period too, like Robert Redford is like, I think there's something like he is just so to me like classically all-American, like pretty boy, handsome.
Oh,
Beatty, there is something about him that is like, I think the fact that he is a little bit of a himbo and he just has so much charisma to me. There's just something about him.
he's got game, buddy.
Fun conversation.
Buddy, he's got game.
Here's one of my notes I have in my notes. Does Warren Beatty have gravitas?
Yes.
Oh my God, Jay,
So we're going to talk about it.
We're going to.
Yeah, he does.
You're
Totally does. I think that
I'm proposing the question.
I have some questions for you then too about this. But I mean, I think just the book that we're reading, the mythology around him, his star power says it all.
Yeah, Jay.
No, I'm clearly missing something. I mean, that's really the question. What am I missing? Because
read your book you're reading.
Clearly in the wrong.
I think that he has a combination to me of like classic good looks with like a little bit of that like doofus oddball 70s thing that I like. But also like I like really weird actors from the 70s too. Like Elliot Gould is also on my Mount Rushmore.
This is someone we talked about last week, and I was like, I get Gould more than Beatty, even though he's not
Really?
nearly as traditionally handsome. Yeah.
Okay. Do you get Donald Sutherland?
Uh, no, that's almost like too far. The scale is kind of too far. Although younger Sutherland, I guess
Young, yeah, younger, like
yeah.
70s.
No,
The
I get that.
tall,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
See,
just
I
don't
think
get
of like
Warren Beatty.
Beatty,
I don't get it.
like Beatty to me is like when we try to get movie stars to look like what we want now, like everybody tries to model
Hmm.
Chalamet after Leo, right? It's kind of like that thing of like mirroring the past, like how Clooney mirrors Cary Grant, right? And I
Brad
think
Pitt
there's
mirrors Redford.
exactly. And I think there's a little bit of, and I can't quite put my finger on who exactly it is, but Warren Beatty kind of has that quality to him as well. It's like an
He might
older
be one of
school.
one.
Yeah, exactly. He might be, but well, I mean, definitely in the book you're reading, he's definitely one on one. And
Yeah.
he likes one on one. But
No, he likes three or
he
four
likes
on one
three,
as well.
four. Yeah,
Allegedly,
he
yeah.
likes a fucking full court press, is what he likes.
I
Anyway,
just like Warren Beatty in
but you kind of know what I mean.
Shampoo.
Like,
Like this is just like such a classic 70s man. I know podcasting is an audio, but I'm showing them a
yeah,
picture of him in the tank top and
See, I
that
just
belt
that
buckle.
I'm just like,
Ugh, the great head of
and
hair. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm in love.
like
I have been since I saw him in high
I'm missing
school.
something.
No, but I just
Mm.
think that that's what he like. He can build off of that, and then you have the persona of a person too that kind of carries it. And I do think, yeah,
It is.
he
It's
plays
the presence for me. I just don't think he has much presence.
but
I'll just go ahead and say it.
I think he does. I think he has
Yeah.
I
also
compare it to
supreme
like
confidence as
Harrison
well.
Ford, and it's like it's not even close.
I mean, they're
Or even Nicholson and Gould and stuff. That's their thing is like they're this sun around which everything revolves. And with Beatty, I'm like, yeah,
But the proof is in history.
yeah.
look, I'm
You just don't
wrong.
agree.
And I gotta
Yeah.
say,
Wrong. It's a
the proof's in this
subjective.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the proof is in this movie. We'll talk.
Oh my God, no, Jay, no, 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 no,
The
no.
proof is in this movie. But you know who I think wants to be Warren Beatty a little bit today?
I think
It's
Jay.
it's Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I thought I was going to say Jay
Bradley
Ledbetter. I think it was,
Cooper.
but yeah. Oh, B Coops.
Yes. Specifically with the the doofuses played earlier in the career and then becoming a very serious
Hmm.
director.
Hmm.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, it does. And working with auteurs to try
Yeah.
to hone his craft. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That does make sense. He's
That's
a
the closest example. But
bit
he's
of
not
an
as much of a
eccentric.
like
Yeah.
he doesn't I mean he didn't I think have the kind of the reputation that Warren Beatty did, but I also don't think in today's
Yeah, that's not really a thing as
climate
much.
you really can
No, but
either.
there's a
Like
lot of
it's
rumors. There's speculation. There's all these things that's around Bradley Cooper.
Well, it's
as
just
well.
it's really bad for you now if you're really public.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to know who popular streamers are. That's just getting like forced down my throat on
well,
social
buddy,
media.
the one movie star
And it's
that
a
of
bummer
this new
that I know who
generation
they are now.
wants you to know exactly who he is and wants you to know exactly
No,
what type of
no,
culture
no,
he
no,
wants
no.
to be a part of. And
Chalamet wants you to know the version of him that he wants you to know.
I don't I think
He's a
you're wrong.
PR. I don't know if guru is the right word, but he has a strategy that he is executing very precisely.
Is he executing it? Because
Yes.
this is a kid that's been chronically online for his entire life.
He is doing a great job of marketing a very hard to market movie.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But I think I think that
But you're
his
talking about like
level of
oh, sorry.
interest in himself is probably similar to Warren Beatty.
Sure. I agree with that.
Well, also
Yeah.
you're,
Look, I
but
don't
you're
I
talking.
don't get
But
I
there's
don't
not
get
really
Timothy
anything to back it
Chalamet
up.
either.
Yeah.
I was just gonna, but I'm just saying, like you know so much about these people. It's like I think we've started to learn a lot in the last couple of months. Exactly the inner thoughts of Timothy Chalamet a little too much as well.
Well,
Like
the other
about
one of the other
procreation and his obsession to win an award and And
Oh God, I forgot about the procreation thing.
yeah,
Good.
I
it's
don't.
like,
I don't know that I saw that one.
oh, I'll send it to
Must
you
have missed
since
that one.
you want to get
Look,
away
he's
from
white.
it.
He's white boy of the year. Which
Exactly. That says
great win.
enough. He's sounding.
No, I saw
Yeah.
that and I was like, cool. I like Anthony Edwards. Cool.
Yeah. And I do like Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a good basketball
All
player.
right, we've gone off the rails again.
Sophia, do you
Yeah.
know who Anthony Edwards is?
Yes, I know who Anthony Edwards
Do you know
is.
what team he plays for?
He's a basketball player.
Correct.
Yes.
Did
He
he
was
play
in.
Kentucky in undergrad?
No.
I believe.
No?
No. Where did he go?
Went to
I thought he
Georgia.
did.
He went to Georgia.
Did he go to Georgia? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
who was terrible. Yeah, but that's where he went.
Who am I thinking of then? Who does he? Okay, who does
Maybe you're
he
thinking
play
of
for?
Carl
thinking
Anthony
of-
Towns.
Maybe.
Okay.
Are you thinking of Devin Booker, who
Devin Booker,
dated
one of the Jenners.
one of the Jenners?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I'm thinking
That's
of.
what you're thinking of. But Anthony Edwards, who does he play for? Who he
The
play for?
Timberwolves.
That is correct.
Great work.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
I
she
just
Googled
don't.
it.
I'm just
No, I
not.
didn't.
Warren
I
Beatty
guessed he
not
went to
on my-
Kentucky.
Wait, where do the Timberwolves play? What city?
Minnesota.
Okay, well, you didn't say the full title.
No, I know plenty. I know plenty about basketball, like where teams are situated at least.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Where are the Pelicans?
Why are you quizzing me on basketball right
Yeah,
now?
this
We're
is-
talking
this
about
is-
Reds.
Ryan, this is even worse than me.
I'm just saying.
You're making me look focused.
You're not focused. You're literally we're trying to just talk about like podcasters that you know. What are you talking about?
No, I just can't believe that I know who streamers are now.
I
like
can't believe
really
you
depressing.
don't get the Warren Beatty thing.
I can't.
Like, I
believe,
know who Kai Cenat is, and that makes me very upset.
and I can't believe I haven't asked Sophia. Sophia, your relationship with Warren Beatty as a filmmaker,
As a filmmaker.
as a filmmaker, his movie.
Speed, there's this guy Speed. Is that his name? Speed.
Stop. We're trying to move on.
So my relationship with Warren Beatty, I've already talked about, I think just how I have, viewed him as a movie star throughout my life. My mom's favorite movie of all time is Splendor in the Grass. So I saw that for the first time in high school and thought, yes, I love him too. I understand everything. And I like a number of movies that he's in as an actor. As a filmmaker, I think that he's interesting in the actor turned director conversation. I don't think his output is particularly great. I'll just say that. But I am endlessly fascinated by Reds. And I think really the actor turned director, really just as a thing at that period in history, especially considering, his reputation and star power when you consider his career going from being nominated for a Tony really young to being on TV and then having this burgeoning film career and then really succeeding as a producer. I think he really showed how smart he was with the industry as a producer and then getting into filmmaking. I think it's all really, I don't know, for me, it's all of that is within Reds. His political interests, who he is as a person, who he wanted to ultimately be in Hollywood, that is all tied up in this movie, which I just think is when we think about historical epics, the docudrama, the romance, like it is just such an endlessly fascinating piece of cinema history to talk about, especially considering when it came out. So for me, when I think of Warren Beatty as a director, I think of his movies as a director being tied to women he was dating at the time. You guys will talk about Dick Tracy. That's another example of that. You already talked about Heaven Can Wait. We'll talk about this one today with Diane Keaton. I think about that, but then it's really for me, like he had one amazing movie in him, and that was Reds.
Yeah. So that's what we're here to talk about today and talk about this big movie.
Big honking movie.
Big honking movie.
Yeah.
Long movie, like 3.5 hours long. Split in the intermission. It's coming off of the heels of this is like the era of the writer of the actor turned director. Because the year before is Ordinary People.
This is kind of the end of, well, I would argue this is sort of the end of, there are many movies that are kind of nominees for this, but this is, as much as anything, kind of the end of
the epic.
New Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they thought that this was
Chimino is one of the big ones.
Heaven's
That's
Gate.
the one that's probably
Heaven's Gate,
most
yeah.
often
Yeah.
cited. Yeah,
I mean,
but
they cite a lot of like the King of Comedy, and then they cite this, and because this was honestly being at the time, even though it was like a $35 million budget, it only made 40. It made a bunch on re-releases and on home release. That Beatty said that it actually did make some money down the road.
it's made money. Because everything made money back then on video.
Yeah, it did.
Everything made money.
But people were trying to at the time suggest that it was another Heaven's Gate, and it turned around, and it wasn't necessarily that. So it made a little change, later than it did in the theatrical.
And then those kind of go away for a while.
Yeah, they do.
Like Waterworld. I mean,
Yeah,
really?
No, I don't disagree.
I called that one Kevin's Gate.
Exactly. Another
He didn't even
actor.
direct that one.
Another actor turned director.
Do you get the Costner thing?
Oh, Costner's a babe.
Okay. I think they occupy similar.
Costner's.
I don't know, a similar part of the man Venn diagram
Costner's
in my head.
Costner's like an oak tree. Like he's just, he's got some.
I just thought I'd never hear him say that on a podcast. My God.
I don't know if I
God.
describe him as an oak tree. I think I describe like Adam Driver as an oak tree.
I think it's just because you watch Bull Durham and you see Susan Sarandon have to choose between the two of them. You're like,
I mean,
Costner.
That is maybe the hottest a man has ever looked. It's in the conversation.
It's in the conversation. We did talk about Harrison Ford and working.
Yeah, I was going to say we're working our way through the.
We're working our way through the hot guys.
People
but I'm
have
very
ever looked at a
torn
movie
for
canon
Harrison
with Sophia.
Ford between Working Girl and Witness. Witness is my other Harrison Ford. Or Raiders. Oh, there are so many examples.
I think it's Working Girl or Shrinking. He's so good at Shrinking. We talked about it.
He's very good. Yeah.
I didn't know you watched Shrinking, Sophia. I know your
my parents are big Apple TV.
They
watch any
subscribe. Have they watched Pluribus?
Yes, watching that now.
Is it good?
No, I haven't watched it. I've heard it's good.
I've heard it's very good.
I've watched it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Jay, have you watched
good
it?
at making TV. No, I don't watch TV.
Oh,
I have promised my beloved wife Q1 2026 is going to be TV heavy.
Okay. So what are the shows you're going to watch?
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Highly recommend.
Damn it, Sophia! I want him to watch things that are like, not to say that that's not good, but I want him to watch
she's working her way through that
good.
right now. The most recent season of Secret Lives now.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I'm gonna we're watching the Adam Brody Kristen Bell show right now.
Oh, is that any good?
Is that what it's called? Nobody
wants this.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of that's what it looks like.
We gotta get back to some true classics.
You guys I think you guys would like Task. I think everybody should.
Task was one that I wanted to watch. I was gonna go back and watch Mayor of Easttown, which I'd never watched.
You never watched that?
That's good.
No.
Oh no, you and Allie would both love that.
Yeah,
she has watched it, and she said she would watch it again.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
What else?
You can skip Welcome to Derry. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, that was never even.
Well, I'm just saying. If it was on the table, usually it's like the HBO shows are.
Underground Railroad. I'll finally get around to.
Yes,
Oh.
you need to watch that.
Wow.
You need to watch Severance. You never watched Severance?
Severance. That one is totally Allie dependent. If she latches onto that one, we'll do it.
Did you watch The Pit?
I do just want to rewatch Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
just because it's the best show. Never watched The Pit.
You should watch The Pit.
Maybe I'll watch that before season 2. Another one that she watched that I haven't.
So pumped for season 2.
But we're going TV heavy.
Okay. Did you watch Fallout?
Nice.
That's not going to happen.
Okay. Well, it's a good show. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think you like it. It's got Goggins.
I mean, I love Goggins.
Yeah, Goggins is great on that show. It's a good show. Watched the second season already. It's good stuff. It's coming out.
Kind of want to get her to watch Lost too.
Oh, well. Now you're just
go back.
Now, we got to go back. Sophia, would you have you watched Lost recently? When was the last time you watched
Lost? I haven't done
Lost?
a Lost rewatch. I mean, I was going to rewatch it during COVID and I did all of season one again. And then I was like, I just can't do this. I
What if
need
we
to not keep going.
Lost
I love Lost
is
though, but I watched it all when it came out.
it has some of the greatest episodes of television that
ever,
exist in the world,
ever?
and then some garbage.
Some of the
Yeah,
just like any time when they
that's
did
what
the
TV used to
when they
be.
did the Dominic Monaghan stuff, and it
You
was
just had to
just the
roll with the
same.
good and the bad.
Oh, he's a druggie. Every episode, I was like, oh, gotta get this stuff out of here.
Nikki and Paolo, we love them. Never forget.
Sophia, I know you've
Yes.
seen this movie many times before. We're here to talk about Reds. So, your thoughts?
Have you spent more than a day of your life in total watching this movie, which would require you to have watched this movie 8 times, I guess?
No.
You haven't seen it 8 times?
No. I didn't watch this movie until 2020, actually.
Oh, that's
Later
surprising.
one. Despite loving, I mean, as much as I love Diane Keaton, and we'll talk about her a lot today, and she's one of my favorite actresses ever. This was one that was just, I don't know, I just felt like, is this Gandhi or one of those Dr. Zhivago? It's like one of those long epics that you just have to set aside the right amount of time for. And I always wanted to wait until it
A
was
little
in
bit
a
of
theater.
homework.
I wanted to wait to see it in a theater.
Mm.
And then I realized most movie theaters just don't play this. So when we were in lockdown, I just decided one night I'm finally going to watch Reds. I'm going to put my phone in the other room and turn my apartment into a movie theater. And I watched it and I loved it so much. I think it does such a great job of balancing the politics and the history. It's a very smart movie. I think it's very well written, with the romance and this really story of this woman, Louise. I think this film does such a great job of seeding so much of the narrative to her and not really focusing as much on Jack. I think that's especially interesting for a movie starring Warren Beatty, directed by Warren Beatty. I think sometimes he does try to make the movie about that character, but she just overpowers it. I think she is really the star here. And what I think is so really smart about the movie is, and what struck me upon first viewing, is that it is effectively the first kind of epic docudrama that we have, right? It has these 32 people who actually lived at that time that function sort of as a Greek chorus in the movie. And I think that's such an interesting decision because the movie isn't just a historical document. It is a movie where I think its director understands that the beauty and the danger of history is that it depends on those who remember it and who pass that story on. And we don't really have historical epics like that. We don't have biopics like that that really blend that idea. And I think that idea with what actually happened in history, but also with liberties that were taken that I think make this movie really entertaining and very enjoyable. I think a lot of that is because of Elaine May on the script, which we'll talk about too. So I love it. I think primarily because of Diane Keaton's performance and Jack Nicholson too. I think that they are both just absolutely incredible together. And this is our second movie on this show on Director Watch talking about the two of them. But yeah, I think it's a really incredible film. And since watching it in 2020, I have seen it in a theater. So I got to do it a few summers ago. They played it at BAM here in Brooklyn, and the Reds heads were out.
They're-
Sold out quickly. Cult following this movie.
Comrade Sophia.
At least I'm not
It's
Comrade Josh.
yes. What an annoying prick that guy is. No, I will say it's playing at my draft house January 25th
Oh,
on the big screen. So
that'll be
I'm
fun at a draft house because you can just post up and order food.
exactly, and you
Make
can
it a
like
whole experience.
exactly because like when I watched Kill Bill the Whole Bloody Affair, not at the draft house,
Mm,
and it was like, oh great, we
yeah.
we had to make a whole thing of it, get dinner before and
Hmm.
smuggle in maybe a snack in the intermission.
Yeah, they just announced that they're doing a Diane Keaton series here at Film at Lincoln Center in February. So they haven't announced which movies are going to be a part of that yet.
Got to be something's got to give, and
Something's
like
Got to
Annie
Give, though, is like
Hall, and
Something's Got to Give is
Book
on
club.
the still,
yeah.
like that's
So
on the series still, so that'll be
yep,
there.
yep.
But if Reds is there, I will go again, even if I just watched it, just to see her luminous face on the big screen is worth it.
James
If they're showing
Edward.
book club, I might have to go.
You can make the trip to New
I'll
York
make
There
the
you
and
trip.
go,
come watch the book club girls. I will be there.
You got to join the club.
Yeah.
Mr. James Edward Ledbetter the third.
Yep.
You have not seen this movie before. This is
No,
the
first
first time
watch.
watch for you. I'm
Maiden voyage.
very, very curious what you think of this film, sir.
Yeah, I like it a lot. With some, you know, qualms. But it's I'll tell you what I think works incredibly well in this film is the romance stuff. I think as honestly as transgressive as this movie seems in the elevator pitch, I think what this is largely is sort of a classic sweeping Hollywood romance epic.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever the love triangle comes into play, I think it's amazing. Diane Keaton, I truly think gives one of the just absolute all-time performances, I think, in this movie. I think she's unbelievable. Uh, I think what I'm discovering with Warren Beatty, he has a can't help himself tendency. Warren Beatty loves him some Warren Beatty.
You think so?
And in this film, in Far From Heaven, there is just this thing of
Guess what,
what
Jay?
if
He's in
Warren
every
Beatty,
other film, so
what
you
if
better
Warren
buckle
Beatty
up.
was the best guy? That seems to be part of the premise of the film. And this film, there are some, I think, chauvinist tendencies when it comes to how the film deals with his behavior versus how it deals with Louise's behavior. And I think that is to the detriment of the movie by and large. And when I think it does delve into politics, it does have a little bit of poli-sci 101 to it, which is almost sort of what you have to do with a movie like this because you kind of can't operate under the assumption that the audience entirely knows what is driving the ideals of communism and socialism. But at the end of the day, it just ends up being, I think, people yelling about the basic principles of communism at each other. And what I think is pretty brilliant about that is the way that that is juxtaposed against the ways that Louise and Jack are yelling at each other, just sort of as this way of saying, you know, the objective versus the subjective to a certain extent, the art versus the politics, and the ways that we sort of uh, associate and dissociate from the worlds of politics and our public lives, and how those things can conflict because they absolutely do conflict in this movie. There are ways in which these characters are extraordinarily selfish and individualistic, while they are, or at least pretend to be, committed to this collectivist ideal. And I think there is a lot of cleverness to that. But I think when the movie really does shine is when it is about the characters. It's a great character study. Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton in this movie, absolute flamethrowers. I mean, just heat check after heat check, and they make every single shot. They are out of this world good. The Beatty of it all is a hang up. So glad we did this series. I'm going to seem like an asshole for maybe all of these movies, but I just don't think he has the movie star quality that I am drawn to. And I think it does come down to this idea of, in my opinion, apparent on-screen ego. I don't think Jack Nicholson has that same level of ego on film. I think he is a character who is totally willing to give himself to the filmmakers. And I think in this film, and certainly in Heaven Can Wait, there is an element of Warren Beatty directing Warren Beatty to be the coolest person in the movie that everybody loves. And we're supposed to be very sad when bad things happen to him, and we're supposed to be very happy when good things happen to him. And even we're supposed to be kind of happy when he acts like a little bit of a prick. and other people are supposed to get in trouble more for doing the same things that he does. And that to me is the biggest hurdle of the film. I think it is largely a sort of anonymously directed movie. I mean, it's definitely a very pretty film without having an incredible point of view. Again, I think the politics of the film are, I think it is bold to show the things that they show on in this film in the first place, but I don't think it has a particularly unique or insightful vision when it comes to that stuff. And I think one thing that I will say about Warren Beatty that I am not particularly drawn to, not terribly interested in the form. I think almost everything he does as a director is in service of the actors. He is entirely an actor's director, to the point that sometimes it just feels like you're watching a play. And there's not necessarily anything wrong in that. I think that's just personal taste. That is sort of a classical way of making movies. That's a Kazan way of making movies, which they mention in the book that I'm reading. He's sort of that old school where you let the emotion play out through the actors as opposed to the form. But that's just not my necessarily preferred form of filmmaking. So there you go. Long-winded way of saying I like this movie with caveats.
I disagree with a lot of that, but Ryan, you can go ahead.
I mean, I disagree with a lot of that too.
I like the movie a good bit.
I think
I'm glad you praised Diane Keaton though, because if you didn't, I would hop
Diane
off the
Keaton's
Zoom early.
like straight up unbelievable in this movie.
I have too saw this fairly recently within the last couple of years. Sophia kind of is you and I are on the same thing. I had wanted to see this for such a long time.
You thought it was a baseball movie.
Yes, I
Thought it was about the Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati Reds. Yes, exactly.
I know
It was
Cincinnati
a
Reds.
Pete Rose film.
Yes. I thought that's exactly what this was about. No, it was one of those that when I was young, I was going through the sort of big epics, and this was the one that I couldn't find because couldn't find a copy of this darn thing for a long time. This is sort of a movie that struggled a little bit to for me to find a copy down here. But then I was able years ago to get a Blu-ray for it and just had it on the shelf. And then I just like any sadistic person, just want to put on a 3.5 hour epic about, communist politics and, the Bolsheviks and this love story and watch it. And so I put it on and I think I put it on and I think I texted Sophia around that time, maybe I hadn't, or maybe it was on a second viewing because
I
I
am
hadn't
a
seen it in a
known
while.
Reds head, so when
I
people watch this, they
I
usually
think I
do text
texted her
me.
and I said, why don't we talk about this movie enough all the time? Because I think it's pretty great. I think it's one of the great epics left that we actually have of this era. I think that everything you said about Beatty is maybe fair from your point of view, Jay. I think that though this movie is
there's nothing
I think
that
the
I can
movie
say
is
to convince somebody else, and there's nothing somebody
But
can say
don't you
that
like A Star
convince
is
me.
Born? Bradley Cooper's A Star is Born.
Love it. Yeah.
and
And
that
don't you
movie
think
is
that suffers from similar issues that you're thinking with this one? Because
In
he's a star in that, and he was never a star in earlier versions
same in
of that
Maestro.
movie.
Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper is an asshole in that movie.
Yeah. And I
Like
kind
an
of
open asshole.
well, I kind of think John Reed is an
A
asshole in this
kind
movie.
of repugnant
Yeah.
guy.
I don't-
John Reed,
I think
John
Reed is
Reed
kind of
acts-
terrible here.
My interpretation of the depiction of that character was like, yeah, I mean he's bad, but in the name of something good. I did not feel that kind of repugnant depiction in the way that I felt in A Star Is Born.
I think for me with John Reed as a character and the way that Beatty plays him is that you would assume that he is supposed to be the one that everybody loves and everybody appreciates and everything, but there is a lot of failure and there is a lot of facade in this man and what his claim to fame is or his legend. I mean, Louise yells at him. She's like, "You're not a politician. You're a writer. You're an artist, and you're trying to be something that you're not." And as further and further he gets away from that, the further consequences he has, not only for the party and the things that he's covering, but also for his relationships as well as also his health. And the more and more he starts stressing himself and not realizing that it's actually that he's quite detrimental to his own self. I think that's a little bit of Beatty reflecting on himself, because he is in this long-term relationship with Keaton at this time. He is starting to slowly get away from his early 70s styles of behavior, in my opinion. And I think that you're right. I think the criticisms about Heaven Can Wait that you had, Jay, about him playing essentially like a version of himself and being a director there, I think that that's actually kind of fair, because I think also too in the confines of that storyline and the confines of the rules of that movie, I totally understand that. But I think this movie is supposed to be what it is, which is a reflection through the eyes of Louise. And if that's the case, this is a man that she loves, but she also knows this man is extremely frustrating. He's a used car salesman in a lot of ways, because he tells her, go to this city and
No,
come with me
he's
to
the
this and
great.
come to
He's the
that.
great man in this movie. He
He's
is
not the great man.
Yes, he is.
He's not the great
He
man.
100% is.
He,
Yeah.
but he also has a lot of hubris, and I think that that
And that's
is
his
like, and
downfall.
he's not able to see that in the way that I think, like, she knows when to stay back and what her, what she's supposed to be doing, and what I think her, not like what her place is, but I think where she has a lot more humility and understanding than he does. And I think part of the problem, though, I will say, like, is that if it's a problem at all, but Beatty was obsessed with Reed. Like, he wanted to make this movie from as early as 1966, and
Yeah.
he did see himself in the Reed character. So naturally, I think, or not a character, but really like Reed as a person, like he felt
Persona.
very
Yeah.
linked right to him. So I think he's going to just naturally maybe make him look a little bit better. I mean, most men don't have the humility that someone like Bob Fosse does in portraying male characters, I think, who resemble themselves when they're directing films. Um, but I don't know. I feel like when I'm watching this movie, just as someone who, like, Louise and I are very different people. We're from very different circumstances, living obviously in very different times, but I always feel like I inherently understand her and have empathy for her and how she feels really being pushed to the back burner, not fitting into these groups that he's trying to, he's like introducing her to his friends and contemporaries, but he's not really doing anything to make her feel better or feel a part of that. I think I'm always more understanding of her and her feelings of being in someone's shadow. And when I'm watching the movie, I don't see it as like, oh, he is this great man who she's trying to, I don't know, suppress or make stay behind or anything like that.
I
Or
100% agree
support.
with you, because I don't think that is. I don't think that what that is what drives the character whatsoever. But I think what the movie does a little bit is kind of hand wave that in service of being like, but look at the great things that he was trying to accomplish. Of course, there was going to be collateral damage in its wake.
But
And
the
then he
great
tells
things that he accomplished were when they were together. It wasn't when they were.
I
This
think if
is at the end
anything,
of Act One is when there is their great accomplishment, Jay.
Yeah.
When he
I
finds
think
all the
what the
notes
no,
and
but I
stuff.
think what the movie is saying, I think at the end of the day, if I had to say what the thesis of the movie is that he was a man with great ideals, capable of great things, who wasn't able to change the world because of the systems around him. And so I think that kind of speaks to this idea of auteurism a little bit, where he's like, all I want is for everyone around me to work as hard and care as much as I do. And so, to a certain extent, I can see that meta interpretation of the film as something very interesting, but I don't think he has quite that visionary status to make that work entirely, nor do I think that is what should motivate a movie with these politics trying to show something this complicated and transgressive.
I think though, if you consider like the real people involved, I think there's something, and maybe it's less so about him as, and this isn't like to agree or disagree with you, this is sort of just another idea on it, which is that I think that, he had this great fascination with Reed as a person who went to Harvard and ended up being buried at the Kremlin.
Yeah.
And just, I think he got a bit too personally attached to this person that he never knew and was just really fascinated by. And he's like, I feel a duty to tell this man's story. And I think sometimes when that happens, sure, they can, you know, be painted in a heroic way. And maybe I think that his interest in him in that way probably propelled that a little bit. But I think above all, like he's also really interested in revisionist history, in accuracy of history, in how stories are passed down. And that's what I think actually makes this a really incredible directorial achievement. Like I do actually think I'm seeing a creative voice there. This isn't just like some painterly movie that looks at actors' faces and just wants to capture performance. I think there's something a bit more interesting in how the story is woven together, in how it honors the historical epics of the past, like Gone with the Wind, like those romances, Dr. Zhivago, but then also, like we said before, including those real people who are sharing their memories where details are forgotten. They're saying out loud at some point like, "Oh, I don't know if I remember that correctly," or "I don't remember, people won't remember them at all." Like it's that idea of no matter how many stories we have, documentaries, how many historical records, like history itself is made up of memories. It's made up of the stories that are passed down to each other. And I think that's what Beatty sees as being important to art, but also how that's dangerous for history at the same time. And I think that's a really interesting way to tackle a period piece, right? Or a historical epic.
I think you're absolutely right because that's where the interviews spliced into the film come into effect because he's interviewing people that were around this, knew them.
I like the horny guy.
Hmm.
That's but then there's and Sophia, I did text you this today when I finished the second half. There was a it's a line said over the I think over the end credits of like, oh, I've forgotten who they all were. Someone
Yeah.
said that. And
I
it's
wrote
like,
it
and
down.
they
I'd forgotten all about them.
them,
Were they socialists? I guess they must have been, but I
them.
don't think they were of any importance. I don't remember them at all.
Exactly. And so we watch over the course of this film, and I think that that's a little bit, it's also into the insights of why would Beatty then use a line like that in this film if he thinks it's all about him and he's being self-serving and masturbatory in any sort of way. So I don't think, and trust me, that man loves that word, so we don't need to worry about
You know what they
that. I
called him?
think,
You know what his nickname was on this film amongst the crew?
Go
what is
for
it,
it.
bud? What is it, buddy?
Master Beatty.
Yeah, here you go. So that's
But
why I
that's
think,
his whole thing,
but
man.
Jay,
And that
that's
just
what,
But
doesn't
I don't care.
click
but
with
J-
me.
no, but I
I'm just
really,
kidding.
There's plenty of very self-important directors I do like, but for reasons that I probably need to kind of internalize and externalize. And I like this movie a lot. Like this is like when we talk about Ordinary People, and I'm like, I just don't think it's a masterpiece, and you're like, well, you're a fool who should go to prison. And I'm like, I mean, I get it. Like, there's a lot to like about that movie. Speaking of, Beatty was also hooking up with Mary Tyler Moore.
he
But
threw his hat in the air.
yeah,
Diane
it's
Keaton and Mary Tyler Moore had those opposite apartments at the San Remo, and she could
yeah,
look
that
into her
rocks.
apartment. That was
Yep.
wild. Yeah.
Crazy. No,
Diane
but
Keaton was Jimmy Stewart in the window watching watching Mary Tyler Moore and
little rear
Warren
window.
Beatty hook up.
Okay.
Yep.
But no, I don't have to try to push back on both of you, but I don't think that this movie. I don't think that he's a hero. I think that this. I don't think anybody actually is here as a
I think
hero.
he's a person who is failed by the people around him,
I
which
think
is
that
maybe the most egotistical thing
I think
of
that
all.
the movie is representing the fact that all these heroes and all these figures and all these playwrights and all these individuals of the time that made up its time, that were known of its time, that were the people that pushed buttons of its era, they were lost in time. the people that were of their era forgot who they were, forgot, like, that what was the sum of all the fighting, all the yelling, all the arguments, all the miles traveled, all the sacrifices. What did it all add up to?
I agree with that, but it's because of the failure of others.
Yeah,
Is my
I don't think so
interpretation of what
entirely.
but it's their failures, and it's also their
the
failures when
Bolsheviks. The Bolsheviks weren't who he thought they were. Mr. Feeney was not who he thought he was.
But no, it's that the only thing about John Reed's ego is that he thought he could do it all by himself, and he really needed her, because at the end of Act One, and it's why it's such a perfect end to Act One, and you have this hope, is that she's hoping that he will see that he needs her and she needs him, for both of them to exist and move this thing forward, to move their art forward. She understands by the end of Act One and start of Act Two what exactly that relationship is. She understands exactly what he needs and what his path should be. She's focused. She's so clear, and Keaton is so perfect. And there's that moment when then the party, and he yells at the guy because the guy is his wife is sick, and the mother couldn't take her to the hospital, and he's late, and he meets the meeting, and he yells at the guy about, like, you should have told your comrades, like, you're letting us all down here. And she yells at him and says, what good is yelling at him? You know what I mean? Like, what good is all this? And she just tells him that you're not a revolutionary. You're a writer, and that's your only function here. And that's a man telling himself in his fucking script that he's not God. I think that that's fascinating. And I think and it's coming from the woman that he's in a relationship with at the time, that he's driving away. The meta and what is on the screen, what's going off screen, it's so fascinating. And you can't do that if you're just some guy that wants to look at yourself in the mirror and is the lyrics to You're So Vain. Like, you then can't make a movie like this. It would be a mess. It would be incoherent, and it wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't be as effective as it is, in my opinion. Sorry to get riled up.
I like getting riled. We don't get riled up very often on this podcast. Again,
I think
I think this movie is good.
I think his vanity,
I just knew this is
though,
what it was going to be.
I think that his vanity is there. Like, it's obviously a huge part of the book and all of the history around him. And I think that more so comes up in the production and how he drove his cast and crew crazy, how they had to do so many takes, and what was happening in the editing room, and everything that he put them through, I think, to make this happen. But I do think that I don't know, the character's ego is such an interesting thing to discuss, but I don't think it's as black and white as he's obsessed with himself. And
well, I mean,
he also is a man for money, that we see in the opening act of the film. He's a man of money, and he's trying to push that away, and by doing so that you can be blind. Exactly. And I get that Beatty's very interested in that, but there are massive consequences to the acts that Reed does, not just professionally, but personally throughout the film too. And so, and he acts very childish, and Beatty conveys that both as a director and as an actor. I mean, like, of course, he abandoned her in the moments in which they are the most happiest and everything is going great. And so through that, because she's creative and because she's unique and desired, and she's a full woman, she's fully fledged, who wouldn't want to go into the arms of Nicholson into this film, who is
the movie,
who's willing to,
those are my favorite parts of
who's
the movie.
willing to just drop everything. And I mean, like, Nicholson is so sad when Beatty comes back. It's just sit there and he looks at her and he says, you want another drink? And he goes like, nope, I'm good. And he walks away in that sad cardigan. You know what I mean? And it's so all of that is because, and his anger and his frustration, why Eugene is separated from them as the film goes on, is because of all, who they were once as thick as thieves, those two. And we see that. And why is that? It's because John has driven a wedge between every single person because he's chasing goals that he should not be chasing. He is not that man.
Well, Gene
Yeah.
also thinks Gene thinks Jack is like a total hypocrite. He's like, you're
Exactly.
spouting off these
Well, he
ideals,
is.
And
but
he's right.
and then, I mean, the other interesting, one of the most interesting elements of the film is that Warren Beatty himself is far, far, far from a communist.
No,
um,
He's a
so
Democrat.
He's
He
a
is
Dem-
a
he's
true
a
Democrat.
he is.
yeah,
But he
Mhm.
and
believes in human rights, and I think he saw the correlation between the times of what the Bolsheviks were asking, as opposed to what was going on during the 1980s and entering into the Reagan
well, this is
administration.
Can you, this is a movie that only could have been made right before Reagan got into office. If this
Yeah.
was after
But we're
Reagan's
turning the
win,
time.
forget about it. Even though it came out after
He screened
Reagan
it
was
at the White
elected,
House, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken,
and
too.
Reagan was like, "Yeah, wish it had a happy ending."
They're great pictures with Warren Beatty and Diane Keaton and Nancy Reagan. If you ever
And
want to
you're
see them,
like,
they're very funny.
how
She
the
looks like
hell?
she's going gardening.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I was kind of shocked that they would even want to screen the film,
No,
that's also
that was a marketing ploy. It was
but
like,
also to your
let's get the Republicans in the theater too.
but to your point about politics, Jay, I think it cherry picks and goes off of that because of the fact that, like, I mean, it's easy to say now, like, movies are more radical, or that movies are able to push the envelope probably a little bit more politically nowadays than probably even just back then. And I mean, this is a $35 million production. This was like nothing to, like, just,
That's like $180 million.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, of course the politics are going to be a little bit more
So,
subdued, even though I think the politics, even
well, here's
presenting
the
it
question
like
I want
this
to
is,
ask. Having them in there in the first place is a big deal.
Yeah, it
What
is.
does this movie think of communism?
I think that this movie wants,
Does it care is actually an important question too.
I think it cares about freedom of expression and for people to live their lives out of oppression. And I think the problem with it is that I don't think it's condemning communism or socialism or whatever.
I don't
I
think
think
it
what
cares that much,
I think it
which I don't think is a problem.
I don't think it has to care, but I think it just say
Yeah.
that, like, in order to invoke change, it's a hard, messy road, and there's many factors that are involved with it, um, and those roads can ultimately lead to a road to nowhere, because that's what it kind of feels by the end. Like, that train explodes, and he's screaming, and and they've gone nowhere from, when they were sitting around a table, and he was yelling
Well,
about,
that's why it could play in
everything.
the Reagan era, is
Yeah.
because there is a way of interpreting this movie where it is about the impossibility of communism. Like, that's a way that if you
I'm
twist your brain in a certain way, you can say that is the theme of the movie.
I think you could say
I
that, but I think you say that about all politics in general.
Well, I'm saying if you look at it, you can convince yourself that
Yeah,
that is a
no,
way
that's
to
fair.
look at the movie.
That's fair.
I'm not saying that's
I
how I look at the movie, but that is a way that you could.
You can, but I don't think this movie, I don't think the point of the movie really is to, like, be in and, like, to tell you what to think of communism. I think it's instead really to show you he wants to, like, through the real people who are involved. He kind of wants to resurrect and shine a light on this man's story, who he thought, like, why has this man's story and body belonged to the Soviets for years? Like, what is that about? So
Yeah.
I think he, in his fascination with him and in just in reading his book and just becoming, like, more invested in that, I think he just wanted to bring his story to more people, not so much the story of communism and the failure around that, but what it means to get really swept up in ideals.
Mhm.
Political
And
choice, you know?
yes, and he knew, I think, that the best way to do that was to bring a romance into it
Mhm.
and to really showcase that and that kind of conflict alongside that greater conflict, like you were talking about, like the turmoil he's facing politically, like when he's in Russia, when he's with the Bolsheviks, when everything that happens really in the second act too, after Emma has been deported from the US, all of that, I think that so much of the politics are really just there. I don't think to teach you about like, oh, this is how you should feel about communism, but more of just historical.
They talk a lot about communism
Can
just
I
They
around the table.
do.
Like the most
They
annoying
do.
guys you've ever known, just
can I
being like, means of production.
but can I tell you something also? I think a lot of that scene when they return and she's talking to the senators
Hmm.
and she's like, you know, they're grilling her about is she a Christian? They're grilling her about her
That's a
ideals,
good scene.
and
Very good scene.
and
This
they're
movie has a lot
Diane.
of good scenes. It's a good movie.
yeah, and they're grilling her about, you know, what they're trying to say is if she's immoral and doesn't believe in the Christian Catholic dogma, then she's a communist, and it's a terrible thing. It's red scaring, you know, and she throws it right back at him, and it's like the world has been undone by the politics and of that are under your religion. But like, sure, go right on ahead and judge me
But
when you should be
everything
the one
about the
that's
movie,
judged.
it's all about the weaponization of ideals. And that can be
Correct.
communism, that can be Christianity,
Correct.
that can
Free
be anything
love.
else. Yeah, free
Yeah.
love.
Hmm.
Um,
Freedom of press. You know, freedom of
Yeah.
just
it's the
I mean,
exploitation of things that we all agree are good,
and
right?
fighting against powerful
You
people
can
that are
turn good
abusing
ideas
power.
bad.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Uh,
fighting within their own party
oh
and
yeah,
fighting
they have
Mr.
a
Feeney,
battle for
you know,
getting the
to get a right to stand on the stage. And it's like, and
who do the Russians think is the better communist?
it's very funny because of the fact that like in one scene they're together, and then like Louise then shows up, and in an afternoon it can break apart. And then what's very funny later is we just suppose that, and Jack runs on the onto the stage where yes, Jay, Mr. Feeney is up there. What's the
William
act?
Daniels, we
Thank you,
love him.
William Daniels.
He
Where
was the
he's on the
president of
stage
SAG for like
and
forever, right?
he's like bringing in the police. And there's a moment where Jack says to him, he's like, look at them using capitalistic, systems in order when it works best for them instead of being true communists there. And then throws the bullhorn on his head, which is one of the funniest moments of the film. But then it's like we're going to go down to this basement, and and I love the way the camera moves with Keaton as she's slowly going down to that basement. Almost feels like it's alluding to like the impending horror that is about to be this journey that's going to lead to his death. And we're in because once he goes down there, once he becomes the delegate, once he goes, she knows this is it. Like in her way, she kind of knows. And we know that as an audience. I mean, I knew that as well the first time I
Hmm.
watched. I'm like, he's one of these trips. He's going
You're
to
like,
go, and
ugh,
he's not going to
he's
come
done.
back. And he's
Yeah.
an idiot because if she listened to him and just if he understood that he was an artist and not a politician, and he would be around. Also,
That
guy's got to
is
cut salt out of his diet. That's
He's
the
dealing
real
with something way, way beyond him.
yes.
Yeah.
He's
that art thing. I think is art versus politics is I think very explicitly one of the things that Warren Beatty is most concerned with in this movie. If you just think about what would be a bad thing to do if you were trying to spread your artistic vision, it would be right before Dick Tracy comes out to be like, "Oh, by the way, I'm a communist," right? And I think that's a big part of it. I think Warren Beatty is enamored with the John Reed book 10 J's that shook the world,
Hmm.
and I think he's like this is an incredible work of art in and of itself outside of the context of what it's talking about. And to a certain extent it's like, was he hoisted by his own petard of politics? I think about even today, I mean, God, I watched Devil Wears Prada with my mom, and I was like, Meryl Streep is incredible in this, and she's like, I can't with Meryl. I don't
Oh
like
my
her.
gosh.
She needs to stop talking about politics. And I'm like, mother. Um,
Oh, and then there's we talked about it
Christmas
with De
Christmas is
Niro.
coming up soon. Well, yeah, it's the exact same thing with De Niro. We were watching The Intern. Uh,
Mm.
and she was just like, Robert De Niro needs to shut up. I can't watch Robert De Niro movies anymore. And
Is there
Wow.
is there a third person?
I mean, I'm sure there is. I mean,
What are our thoughts on Rob Reiner?
She'll never watch. I have not talked to her about the Reiner thing yet. I'm scared too.
I would be scared
That
too.
might be an awkward Christmas conversation.
Well, she doesn't own another controversial awards website, so she's probably pretty fine about it. But you know,
Oh my
boy,
God.
oh boy, she
yeah.
might be like a Patreon member of that site. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. So,
But like
Oh no.
Bruce Springsteen, not into Bruce.
oh no, not to deliver me
I was
from.
actually going to ask about Bruce.
Yeah.
I was gonna
That's
say
a
she
popular one. I think people
did she
have
like did she
Yeah.
like kind of get
turned on if
like
they're
get a little angry when like
I just
deliver me from
I
nowhere
don't
started
even
popping up?
really know. I quite simply did not grow up with Bruce Springsteen. So
Mm.
I've heard, Santa Claus is coming to town, the Bruce Springsteen song come on, and she's like, ugh.
Yeah, he wrote that one.
Wow.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, my dad is like De Niro in that if he starts speaking for more than 30 seconds, he will bring up his hatred of Trump in the
dad's
same way that De
your
Niro
dad
will.
is a lovely man, and I love him
Yeah,
so
we
much.
He is.
we're
Your dad
living in-
your dad still did one of the funniest things, and I'm going to say it here on this podcast.
Thanksgiving
if you listen.
dinners are very different.
Shout out to Mr. Ciminello. But we were all going to see what movie we were seeing. We were seeing the Friend
We were at New York Film Festival,
last year. And you're seeing the Friend, and that's where I got to meet your mom, who's very lovely as well.
Mhm.
And I met her dad, Jay, the year before when we all saw Killers of the Flower Moon in New York for the first time with
Coming
Marty
to 4K
Scooter.
on Criterion.
Coming to 4K on Criterion.
Can't wait.
Hell fucking yes. And so her dad had already met me, but hadn't met Eric. And so they were having very nice conversation. I was talking with your mom. We start going to our seats. Eric and I are upstairs. Sophia and her family are downstairs. And her dad, I'll never forget, it was so great, was looks at Eric and says, Eric, it was very nice meeting you. And Ryan, well, you know. And then he walks off, and it was so great. And Sophia was, at first I told her this, and she was like, are you okay? I was like, no, that's the funniest goddamn thing I've ever
I
heard
was
of
like,
in my
that's
life.
rude.
Yeah, but like he did it in a like a,
But it was very funny.
It was like
that's
a
a good,
you
that's
know.
a good bit.
like, yeah, it's like, well, you know,
That's good.
you're good. You know, we're
Yeah.
good. And then he moved on to his seat, and then we watched a pretty fine film.
Yeah.
So after that, Jay, did you ever watch The Friend?
I was about to ask, what even is that? I don't remember that.
It's the
one.
one
Bill
with
Murray,
Naomi Watts.
Oh,
movie.
the
The dog.
dog one?
With the dog.
Yeah, with the dog.
I think you guys.
Yeah.
I think actually you and Allie might like that one. That's just a
Alright,
cozy
maybe
film
I'll-
in the afternoon.
Maybe I'll check that out. Probably not.
It's all about rent control.
But
It's
okay.
the Zoran Magdani film.
Oh, my
of the
mom would love that.
year. Yeah. Right,
Thoughts
Sophia?
on,
Because that's why.
Mom
That's why
Donnie
she
at
can't.
the Marty Supreme premiere.
Oh, for God's sake!
Was Mom Donnie at the Marty Supreme premiere?
He was in New
He's-
York last night.
He's an influencer now.
Yeah.
He
Wait,
was
Ryan,
on,
what were you asking me?
No, I was just gonna say, do you think Magdani liked the film? But
Oh yeah, I think so.
no, I wasn't talking about Marty Soprano. I was talking about The Friend.
I thought you meant Reds. I was like, I think he'd like Reds.
Oh, I think he would love Reds. He's actually
I think he'd
streaming
like
it
Reds.
24/7 on his
He's
website.
a cinephile. I think he'd like Reds.
Yeah, I totally think he. I'm not.
What about
surprised
the
that they
Pope?
showed him. What do you
I
mean?
knew you were going to ask that. How
What are
did
you,
I
what are you
know?
talking about? What, our Pope? Like Chicago Pope?
Yeah, he's a cinephile.
He is.
Didn't
a
he say
cinephile.
Ordinary People was one of his favorite movies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
probably made you look like a fool that day, didn't it, Jay?
I like Ordinary People. See, this is the thing about both of those. I'm like, yeah, they're good. They're just not my favorite. And you're just like, oh, well, congratulations. I'm going to shoot you with a gun.
Well, I mean, don't have bad takes. How about that?
We should
That's what
talk
we're
about
working.
Diane Keaton.
We should.
Oh, yeah, we should talk
Yeah.
about Diane Keaton. I was trying to figure out how we were going to talk about Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Every
last time
movement she
the
makes in this movie is deliberate. Like, it's unbelievable.
The last time we talked about her was Something's Got to Give. This crew was all together for that episode.
I wore a sweater.
Yes, he did.
Mhm.
The turtleneck.
Surprised you're not
I'm
wearing.
wearing a good Keaton sweater today. It's the J. Crew boat neck.
Yes.
Shout out to
Um,
Target for allowing
Yeah.
me to return that the next day.
He did it just for
Little
the bit
did they
that-
know it was on a podcast.
Yeah, that no one was ever gonna
We
watch.
love a
Uh.
$38 gamble for a bit on a thing that only two people will ever know about.
We still talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, obviously, we lost so many legends this year.
It's been a bad year.
It's been a rough
Mhm.
year. Diane Keaton.
Who's gonna get
passed
the
away.
last in memoriam?
Like at the Oscars.
Yeah.
I think Redford.
I would say Redford
Redford
Man.
for sure. Like it's got to be Redford. Like he's no offense.
or Reiner, honestly. It might be. I mean, that's
Yeah.
so tragic.
I mean, I think
Lynch
it could
got
be,
Lynch got a lot of them for like the Emmys and stuff.
but Redford never won an Oscar. No, well, not an acting Oscar.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got directing.
he got
Yeah,
director.
director.
He's also
Keaton,
won a
Diane,
humanitarian award, and he is the.
the
Let me check the
Sundance.
notes. The creator of the Sundance
I mean,
Film Festival.
he's probably
His
Yeah.
name is
biased.
also. Let me hang on, Sophia. Let me check these notes. His name is Robert Redford. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
yeah.
he's gonna
Um,
go number one or last up on the board.
I have to tell you guys, this movie took me a few tries to watch. I
To
was
like
crying a
start.
lot watching this. It was, I
That's
mean,
interesting.
I
I never
love,
had anything close to an impulse to cry watching this movie.
well, you
Jay.
didn't love Diane Keaton as much as I did. She
Yeah,
reminds me so
it's
much
not
of
about
my
the
mom.
content of the film.
They
It's
are
about the
so,
person.
they
Oh,
like just
oh,
in
okay, got it, got
personality,
it,
they
got
are
it,
so
got it.
similar. And I adore Diane Keaton. I have a portrait of her right on my wall up there above my desk. She's
I've got
just an
Taylor Swift.
incredibly special actress, and um, yeah, I'm not gonna cry on the pod. I'm not going to, but I think, in watching Reds, this is, I think, the best performance of her career. I
Ooh,
love her in Annie Hall. I love her in so many of Woody Allen's movies. Love her in Something's Gotta Give. Like we
yeah.
talked about, Book Club, even. I mean, everything. She has so
Hell yeah.
many incredible performances and is just like such an icon. And in so many ways, just like taught me how to live in the world as a woman. Um, so watching her in this was a lot. Oh yeah, okay. I'm not gonna
Is
cry on
this
the
your
pod.
first Keaton you've watched since she passed, or did you go on a little Keaton spree when she
Um, it's been very hard. I've only watched Annie Hall. I watched that. I went to see that like right after, not long after. It was a little bit easier for me, I thought, than like, I mean, I cried a lot during it, but watching her older, I feel like will be harder. I will probably never watch The Family Stone again. I
Yeah,
don't really like that movie that much anyway, but
that's a
the
rough one.
storyline in that, I don't really think I could do. Um, but yeah, this was the first one where it was like, I don't know. It was hard. It was really hard
Do you
because
want to
she's just so great.
do you want to share that you saw her?
No, I want to keep that private.
Okay,
I'll tell you off
all right,
podcast, Jay,
that's fine.
but I'll keep it to myself.
It's a really great moment
I'll
off
start
podcast.
sobbing. Yeah.
I didn't
Um,
realize that Diane Keaton played Dory's mom.
wait, what? This is what you're looking up?
I was just looking at her
He's looking
filmography.
up her entire filmography.
Filmography. Yeah, and he's finding
It's
what's
one of
the
the
most.
first ones listed on Google when
Who was
you
her dad?
Eugene Levy, of course.
Oh, that's a
That one
great.
that
That's
one
a
I
great
did
pair.
know. I will admit I did not recognize Diane Keaton's voice immediately.
That's a great pair.
Yeah.
Eugene, I definitely noticed because
I
he is, of
I
course,
think
Jim's dad.
I
I
also
think
just
what I love about her performance here too is I think like she's obviously really well known for her sort of neurotic comedic style that I think is part of the reason why she and Woody Allen were such great collaborators for a long time. But
mhm.
she's such a great dramatic actress. Like everything here, you just
She
feel
is.
every single emotion from her. Like when she's looking at Jack when he's up on stage, you just see fear in her
Oh,
eyes, sadness, and just love. You were like, she loves this man. You can just like feel
she's
every,
so turned
uh,
on. It's
she
unbelievable.
is. She is.
There's something about
After the
when
train, so many
there's
moments.
something about when he finds her after she's left the cottage and he's gone to find her and she's with this sort of group and she's following the Bolshevik Revolution and she turns around and when he walks through the door and her face is like that of happy that he found her but also like annoyed that she's seeing him as well because she wants her independence. Like she's also pushing him out the door when they first meet. Like they stayed up all night and they're going through coffee left and right. and those kidneys are getting an overtime workout, and yet that's their sex scene. That's their role in the hay. It's this philosophical interview, idealistic conversation. That's what gets them attracted to one another, is their minds. And then she's like, I got enough here. Okay, I'm good. And then they were probably never going to see each other again until they go to that dinner. And he just says, Jack, and you're Louise. And she's just so drawn to him because of his mind, not because of his actions, but because of his mind. And I think that that's what's sort of the frustrating part about him, is that when he's using it in the correct way is when she's attracted to him the most. And I think what's so frustrating about him is when he starts to overreach farther than his grasp. That kind of what you were talking about, Sophia, earlier. When he's trying to reach for more is when she just is like, you're screwing all of this up, dude. And then she also just doesn't want to be conventional. She doesn't want to be the housewife. There's that whole first argument about like, I already went through a marriage and I already did all this shit.
Stuffy dentist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she's like, I don't just want to wait for you at home. Like, what the hell is that? But she's also trying to discover who she is too. And I found that so very interesting about Keaton, because here's Diane Keaton, who's this extraordinary actress, and that she's been wrapped around, professionally, all these men that are called geniuses, but inside is this woman that is a genius and maybe doesn't pronounce her genius right off the bat.
Very much challenges if she's a genius.
No, I think that for her era and her time, it is.
I'm talking about the beginning of the movie. It is.
No, I'm talking about Keaton. I'm talking about
Keaton, not
herself.
Louise.
Okay,
no, I'm talking about Keaton. Yeah, and so it's very interesting that she's playing this woman that is coming into her own, and she's unsure of herself. She's unsure about the writing that she's doing. I mean, there's that whole segment where she's just like, I'm just dancing and trying to figure it out. And then when she pushes back on Emma at the table, and she's the only one to ever do so, right? Is what we sort of see. And even if she doesn't get the point all the way across, at least she's attempting to find her voice and find it. And the more she gets away from Jack and then comes back and gets away and comes back. And then they both realize that, or she realizes for her, he does. That's why I think she's smarter than he is because she realizes, like, when they get off the train and they come back, like, this can be real this time. He's going to write the book, and we're going to do the lectures, and we're going to be artistic, and we're going to watch as this unfolds organically rather than pushing it. Because that's the other thing about change, is it has to happen organically. You can't push it. You can't shove, a square peg into a triangle. That just never works. It always backfires. And I think she sees that. And then, I mean, her traveling in that snow.
Oh, it's so moving.
Scene, it's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It always makes me cry.
You're like, Jay, you might be different, but like, I was like, even though I knew that he's going to get off that train, I'm just standing there. I'm just like, I was in my house, and because I was making lunch, and I'm watching, I'm like, please get off the damn train. Please turn around. Please turn around. Please turn around. And there is this thing of like the last bit of energy that he has in his whole body before he dies, essentially, is don't leave me. And it's his way of saying, I made a mistake in not listening to you. And I think it's so beautiful. And I think Beatty and him, and then after that point, they call cut, and she's like, get the fuck out of my face. But still, I think it's in the context of the film, I think it's great. I think it's so great. And I think she's so wonderful here. And it is a reminder that, like, I think we, Sophia, I'm not going to try to get you emotional here or myself emotional, but I think we undervalued her. And I think we undervalue so many women of this era.
I don't even think it's undervaluing, if I can just say my piece on
Keaton. Her performance is so great.
She just wasn't given her due. How many times was she even asked to give a role with this much nuance and dimension? It's not very often at all.
Dramatic roles, I would say.
Part of that is because Annie Hall happened, and all of a sudden she was the person in the hats and in the clothes. and that became a very commercially viable thing for her to do.
Do you think that Sophia and Jay, sorry not to cut you off, Jay, but do you think that that's kind of true, Sophia? Do you think that she kind of
Well,
became a little bit of a caricature or working with Woody Allen too much? And,
I mean,
you know,
even in reviews for this film, there were some people, like it was either Siskel or Ebert, one of them, who didn't really understand her performance here because they just saw Annie Hall. So
yeah.
I think there was some of
Why?
that
Because she wears a
that
hat
happened for
sometimes.
her. I don't know.
Because she said La Di Da one time. No,
I love her in this so much. But yeah, I mean, I do think that's part of it. I think if
yeah.
she was known for an iconic character that was also in part based on her
Yeah.
real life persona. So
Yeah.
But like watch Looking for Mr. Goodbar and
she
you'll
turned,
see the nuance.
and then she turned 40.
yeah,
And it was just like everybody, she became wife.
It's a different time. Back
wife
then
and
you
mom,
turned
yeah.
Like
you
I
turn-
love her in Father of the Bride, but that's not exactly
well, she's great in those movies.
asking her to be Orson Welles and Citizen Kane, you know?
No.
Some things gotta give, I think, is fully asking her to do something very interesting and good, and I think she knocks it out of the park in that movie. But
Yeah.
now it's Palms, you know?
I mean, women
late
of her
careers.
age, though, look at her peers too. Like,
Oh,
how
it's
many
everybody.
of them are given? They're just not like women
There's like
once
one
they hit
person.
their 60s and on. It's just like, what interesting roles are available? Especially, I think, to American actresses. I think a lot of European actresses still do really cool things.
Hmm.
But
I'll tell you who it is. Ryan, you have one? I've got one.
I got one. I know who
Who's
it
your
is.
one?
Well, I mean, it's Meryl. Meryl's the only one that gets roles like
Well,
that.
it's
Gets roles past her,
you know
past
what,
her 40s.
you know who I was gonna say.
Well, Isabella Bear is what you're going to say.
No.
No?
June Squibb.
Oh, June Squibb. Well, well yeah.
I love June Squibb.
But
And
also, too.
and I will tell
Yeah.
you why that is largely. And it's because she was never like famously super hot.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not where I was going to go with that. I was like agreeing with you, and then
Diane Keaton was like the most
hopper.
desirable woman in the world, and then all of a
That's
sudden she
fair,
turned 40.
but
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying I think that has a lot to do with it.
I didn't think we'd talk about June Squibb's attractiveness on the show, but hear
That
me
really,
out.
it
I
took me-
think I
Tell
think
me
the,
I'm wrong.
I think
Tell me
the
I'm
better
wrong.
way of saying that, and Sophia be the
I'm not
judge on
saying
this,
it's good. I'm
is
just
that
saying
she didn't have the opportunities that a lot of her peers as actresses had at their ages, like Diane Keaton did in this, or Jane Fonda did in the 70s.
that is a
You know what I
much
mean?
more political way
Or
of saying what I
Faye
said, Ryan.
Dunaway
Yes, that
in
is
the
fair.
70s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or
You just
Julie Christie.
named my girls.
I
Yeah.
know, but
that
what I'm saying is your
yeah.
girls had their shots, and during that time,
But that's because these movie
June
producers
Squibb did not.
saw her in Annie Hall, and
Correct.
were like, I want that to be my wife. And then all of a sudden, she started looking like their wives, and they were like, well, she's washed. Like, what are we even doing anymore? And it's
It's
disgusting
the
and
industry
horrible.
at that
But
time.
yeah.
But now, I mean, to Sophia's
Hold
point,
their feet to the fire, Ryan.
I will. I just say that I think Sophia's right. I mean, Judi Dench and Helen Mirren and a lot of great British actresses have been able to do that. A lot of European. I mean, we were talking about Isabelle Huppert. Juliette Binoche.
Binoche.
These are actresses that they get to do more things because the auteur directors of international films don't see an age, and their financing is done differently than the Hollywood machine. But then, yes, I think that of the Hollywood set, I think it's kind of changing. I mean, I think Frances and Julianne Moore and Cate Blanchett. I think that
Oh yeah.
Julia Roberts. They're starting to get up there in age, and yet they have roles that that are made for them. And I mean,
This
my
is
God,
my prime demographic. Like, this is the age group I am most interested in.
but can I say another person that actually is getting roles?
I mean, I'm
Now,
sure there are more
and
than I'm
there's
thinking.
one.
Julianne Moore was a good shout.
There's one now, and I know that Sophia might roll her eyes and Jay might roll her eyes, but Sigourney gets roles. She gets roles that nobody else
I
is
love
getting.
Sigourney.
Because she's playing
I-
a
I-
15-year-old in Avatar
I love
for the next
Sigourney.
20 years.
all that she plays other than Avatar is authority figure.
No, she's gonna be in the new film with Cate Blanchett, I believe, or something like that. She has some other roles that's going to start popping up, and I mean, yeah, she's been in some other things over the last couple of years. She's been in some independent films, but yeah, she's getting work.
Indies will do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think like
Indies will do it.
independent cinema is the way, like for actresses
Or June
of a
Squibb.
certain age, right,
Yeah.
to get parts. Love June Squibb. Did not expect the conversation to
Jay's
go
like June
there.
Squibb in a Verhoeven film. Let's
She's
go.
like, she's like 90.
Oh,
and she's
my
working
gosh.
with Scarlett Johansson. Did you see that movie, Jay?
Sigourney Weaver also in Finding Dory.
Yes. Yeah. She plays like
She plays Sigourney Weaver.
she plays the voice that is like of the aquarium.
Voice at the aquarium. She's like,
Yes.
"Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver. Welcome to the aquarium."
Did you think you get a lot of that here on this show too, Sophia? Did you get a lot of Finding Dory?
I did not. I'm very familiar with Diane Keaton's filmography, but I didn't expect that. We also, I mean, part of the reason why I mean, Keaton is so great here, but her scenes with Jack Nicholson are just my favorite parts of this movie,
Best part of the
despite how
movie.
much I
Let's
love
talk
Warren
Jack,
Beatty.
baby.
My favorite story about this that I read in an article was that Warren Beatty said, quote, "I told him I needed someone to play Eugene O'Neill, but it had to be someone who could convincingly take this woman away from me." Without missing a beat, Nicholson responded, "There's only one actor who could do that. Me."
I watched
There's only one actor, and it's me.
I watched
Warren.
there's a documentary on the Blu-ray
I love when he does research and he actually
Witnessing Reds or something, and Beatty contradicts that story. He's like, "Jack, I need you because you're the only one who could maybe take a girl away from me." So he
Yeah,
there's-
but he still said, "Whatever you need to make yourself feel better, Jacko."
But Jack, I mean, what I love about Jack is like he'll play a cuck. Like,
oh man, yeah.
He's
Not many
so
people will do
good
that.
here. He's so good.
he's
Like all of
amazing. He's so
the way
gentle.
he's so gentle. It's one of my favorite performances from him. Like just I think the
It's
gentle
upper tier.
quality, how heartbroken he is, how I like how he pushes back on her politics and her ways of life. Like, "Oh, did you get that from the parlor socialism back in New York?" And the way
Oh
that
yeah,
he
he
kind of
is very much like,
pushes
"This is all
her on the free
bullshit."
love. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. That's
Everything
such
coming
an
out of your mouth
interesting
is
dynamic.
It's
But
not
then he
original.
feels so spurned, and he is a jerk. Like he's a jerk.
Mhm.
There's one point
Yeah.
in the movie where, because he was coming off of The Shining for this movie,
Yes, he was.
there's one point where he does Shining face, and I was like, "That's just instinct at this
Yeah.
point from the Kubrick." He like puts his head down and then puts his eyes up, and I was
Mhm.
like, "That's leftover. That's The Shining. That's Jack
Yeah.
Torrance."
Which
I-
part is that, Jay? When is that? Is that at like the?
That's their first. That's the first scene where
Okay.
they're sharing a drink.
I gotta tell
Yeah.
you the duality of them walking on the beach in this film, and then we talked about it. I think a little bit in Something's Got to Give about them walking on the beach there in all white. I was just like, I think Nancy knows what she's doing there in that moment. But there is this, this innate pushback about like, she's like, "I don't want to have an affair with you. And, I don't need to be with you. I have him and everything." And he's like, "Yeah, but I wouldn't leave you.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't
He's
make
there.
you,
He's around.
and I wouldn't make you feel like your background. I would make you feel like you're the center of the universe. And I would make you feel exactly as important as I think you can be. I see your potential." And it's going to take Jack a long time to find out what your potential is. And I see it right now. And I think she knows that he's right. And he's also the only one that can actually see straight through all the bullshit, because he's a drunk and he's mean and he's angry. But he's, more importantly, he's just heartbroken.
But he also
Can't be
he
with it.
feels
Yes.
really hard,
Yes,
Yeah.
he
really
does.
intensely.
He's an
He's like,
intense.
"I
emotional
will,
person.
you can be with him. We can call it an affair. You can sleep around and drink whatever you want, but just say I have a chance. Just know that I love you." And then when
Yeah.
she says,
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah. When he's like, look, just come home to me at night and you can do literally whatever you
what do you
want.
want? And she goes, well, then I kind of married Jack.
Well, guess what? I already got married.
I already got married.
Sorry.
And then he just flips on a dime. And he's just like, well, I hope you're happy with each other.
Tell me. No,
I-
I love when he just says, tell me what you want and I'll do it. And he
Yeah.
says, wish me well. And he's like,
Yeah.
It's
I love
wish
when
you well. Wish
I
me
love when he
well.
says, I'd like to kill you, but I can't. So you can do whatever you want to,
Mhm.
except not see me.
Mm-hmm. That's good
incredible
stuff.
And you
It's
know
great
who
stuff.
wrote that stuff?
Elaine
freaking May,
May.
baby.
From the top rope, Elaine May.
Elaine May very involved with the writing of
Yes,
this
she
screenplay,
is.
specifically the love triangle stuff,
The best
which is the
stuff
best stuff in the
This
movie.
is the best stuff.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
wish there was more, honestly.
I love the love triangle. I love when Jack comes back with the flowers and he sees them
Mhm.
right when he gets back, and then
He's
he
always buying flowers
Mhm.
because Warren
Always
Beatty is
buying
such
flowers.
a gentleman.
I mean, when he makes the dinner and it's like a almost like a stooge, like the Three Stooges kind of sketch where it's like the pot like literally melts and the water
Mhm.
starts boiling, the fire is here and he's in it. And then they have like this small like little looks like sardines.
That's the difference
honestly.
between Nicholson and Beatty, though, man. Nicholson will be pathetic, and Warren Beatty is incapable of being pathetic on screen.
What are you talking about? He's like
That is
literally
my
looks
take.
like a fool there in that scene cooking
No.
for her.
I can't wait for the rest of this series.
I always
Great
just
dog
I've always
also.
thought Jack's sorry Sophia. I always
He
thought
can
that
be a doofus, but a charming doofus. He
Jack's
can't
always
be.
I don't know. I've always thought Jack is the coolest guy in school. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what you're fucking talking
He is
about.
He's a loser
absolutely
in some
capable
movies.
of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, he can be an
They're both
absolute
losers.
sad sack. No,
That's why they're drawn in Friends. They're
Beatty-
losers, but they
Beatty
can get
is
laid.
good at being charming goober, but he can't be like the absolute pathetic spurned guy.
That's just not really his thing, though. I think that's okay. Nicholson has more range. I don't think
Yeah,
that's
better
like a
actor.
shocker
That's
to say.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah, I
So
would-
I
Jack
guess what I'm saying is I
Nicholson's
don't
a
think
great
Warren Beatty's that-
actor.
I don't think Warren Beatty's that good of an actor. I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying.
No,
I think he's a good actor.
I think he's a
but
good
I think Jack
actor.
is like Jack and Diane are.
Jack's the goat.
You could make the case that they are the best like man and woman in
Like,
acting in the
they're
70s.
they're so good that I've been thinking about actually writing a ditty about Jack and Diane.
I wondered how long it would take.
Two kids
honestly.
doing the best they can. I actually, no offense, I would take Jane over Diane in the 70s, but
I'd go.
but
I
this
would
is not
go
the 70s. This is the
Diane.
80s.
I know.
So this-
I'd
this
go
count?
Diane, then Faye. Then
Oh yeah,
Jane,
Faye.
probably.
Oh man, Faye's got a
Faye's
lot.
my
of good,
girl.
Faye's
Yeah.
got a lot of good stuff. I mean,
Famously would not sleep with Warren Beatty,
famous. No
Well, I think it was mutual.
standards.
my queen. No, I don't think it was mutual. See, this is where I agree with you on Warren Beatty. In that book, when I read that of how
There we
he was
go.
talking about her, I was like, she turned him down.
Yeah, but
I
you know
mean,
what?
yeah,
But
it's probably- it's
Sophia-
entirely possible.
but she did fuck him a couple of years ago. I mean, we all saw
She-
the Moonlight and La La Land thing.
I'm blaming him for that.
Don't even. You know it was her. You know it was her. She confused that man up on that stage.
No, he was holding the card.
And
He
she's
kept
like-
looking at it,
And she
wouldn't
kept thought
say
he was playing a
anything.
joke. And he's
Yeah,
like, no,
because
he's
He wouldn't-
confused.
he was confused, but he wouldn't say anything.
I'm
So
not
she's
getting-
like,
no.
somebody has to do something about this.
I've been saying this for years that Faye Dunaway screwed over Warren Beatty, and then he's like standing there up there, and he's like, I wasn't trying to be funny. I'm just like, and he's
But
like,
that's the
Faye,
charming guy. Okay, Jay, now
Faye.
I'm with you. He was the one who needed to save face in that moment, and Faye bolted.
she bolted
go.
because she threw him under the fucking bus.
No, it was his fault.
And then the next year, she's up there and she's like, well, don't screw it up this year. And it's like, you literally have a fucking gun to his head at this point, lady. Like, what are you doing? I love Faye, but my God, she screwed him over in that moment.
No, he's holding the card and looking like a doofus.
No,
He
he's
can't
not. He's
even-
confused.
Yes, but what's to be like? He just needed to call someone over, like call a show producer over.
She
Not
said
hand
it
her
out.
the card.
She's the one that said it out loud.
She did.
She did. So
She
don't
did.
don't even.
She did,
said
but
it
he
out
was
loud.
he was the one who should have said something.
But
to
she
her.
also has eyes, right? And
She does, but
she
she's
had a mouth.
chaotic.
Yes,
She's chaotic.
exactly.
He
Exactly.
needs to be charming and perfect at all times.
Exactly. She's still, I know Faye Dunaway. You know Faye Dunaway. She turned him down 50, 40 years, 30 years before, and just couldn't wait. She's like, she played the long game on that one. And then
She is a Capricorn.
exactly. And then she knew, oh, I don't know what this says. La La Land, and walked the fuck off there
Well,
and let
you
that
know
man.
whose fault it is? It's Emma Stone's fault.
It's Emma Stone's
It's
fault.
Emma Stone's fault.
She really did kind of actually make it worse in the press conference. I remember in the
Begonia
back room.
herself. I still haven't seen that movie. I don't know what's her character name.
I
Begonia.
think she's.
I don't think you'll like it, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm not a Yorgos guy.
I think she's gonna get nominated again.
I think she might.
I'm scared.
I had a question for both of you. I don't know if you've seen this movie, Jay, but this is a cursed movie to bring up here.
Oh my
But
God. What are you
everything
bringing up?
with the love triangle, and when later on, like when Jack comes home and he's like, he admits that he's been unfaithful too, and she just like freaks out and leaves. She's like, no. I thought about, what if Splitsville was a good movie?
Oh, see, I didn't see Splitsville. This is a movie that a lot of people stick up for, by the way.
Holy fucking shit! I was
Not
kind of
me.
I was kind of thinking about that because that movie all predicates around
Mhm.
a reveal like that as the third act twist.
That's the Dakota Johnson one, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
and Adriana Arjona.
Those were like there's two schmucks who date the two most beautiful women.
The hottest
Yeah.
women you've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, and they're the
Yeah.
ones that like, and you see one of theirs like packaged the
That's-
entire time. If you know what I
That
mean.
is an important duo right there.
It is. It's an important duo, but
That's,
they are completely wasted in that movie.
That's a 2-pack right there.
Well, I mean, Sophia did tell me that when she like her world stopped when she saw Adriana Arjona at Cannes.
I was like, what's going on here?
She was like,
What's
I don't,
happening?
what she was like that lyric from the Wicked song. What are these feelings?
It
So
is
sudden and new.
actually astounding when you see someone who looks that good on screen in real life and they look even better. It's just like
She
what?
had this green dress on.
Lime
Do you
green.
remember this?
Lime
Oh.
green. Yeah, I remember everything
So
about this movie. What are you talking about?
Kira Knightley style.
Well, no, that's more of a dark green. This is more of like a key
I know,
lime
I was
green.
starting to say that before
right,
you said green.
Sophia.
Yeah,
like,
it was like a light, kind of like a lighter green. So
like a
pretty.
candy, like a candy green. Like it was very
I think I
important.
see it right here.
Yeah, you're looking it up. There it is.
I had typed Adria Arjona
Can
green.
can green.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
Strapless
it was an important
Mhm.
moment for a terrible movie.
Yeah.
that a lot of people like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, this is her, Dakota Johnson, and Alexander Skarsgård together. That's a
Now that should have been the movie.
That's a lot.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But no,
what I
I
was
did
gonna say
I did
before,
not
though-
think about that movie though,
Yeah.
Sophia. To answer your
No.
question and your prompt, I did not think about this movie
Good.
at all.
I'm very glad. There is a great dog in this movie. I love their golden
Great dog.
retriever.
Great dog.
So cute.
I don't like the way they drag him outside.
We've been talking about getting a
Very
golden.
You should
Have
get a
you?
golden.
Yeah. Well,
You gotta-
our one
Come
dog
on.
is a half chow, half golden rescue.
Mm.
And we love the golden personality.
Get a
Do you-
golden.
do you
I
like
grew up
having-
with them. They're the best.
Well, you like having two dogs, right, Jay?
We do generally like having two dogs. However, since we got two dogs, we had a child, and that was like having a third thing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, do we want to reintroduce a third thing?
Well,
And we might.
I mean,
But I think it would be better if he's a little older and he would be like crazy, stupid excited about a puppy.
like a 6 or 7-year-old,
So maybe, maybe not even that.
or like a
old. Maybe
5-year-old.
five.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
5
People-
and something here.
Some people like rehome golden retrievers that are like 1 or 2 because they're just
No,
so
we're
crazy
talking
when
about
they're
it-
in their teen years.
We're talking about his child.
My child.
like when his child
Clearly.
is 5.
I'm like,
Not a
Talking
mature
about getting a dog.
Dog.
When you get a dog that's 4 or 5 years old, you know.
that's really what I thought you were talking about.
I was asked about fostering. I don't think I can do that.
Mm-mm. I
can't do
couldn't.
it.
A kid or a dog?
A dog.
Okay. All right. Well, again, asking
It
questions to
wouldn't
make
be,
sure we
it
get the
wouldn't
right
be an
answers.
angels in the outfield situation. Remember that where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a foster child
Yeah.
because his dad just
Mhm.
like bailed.
What a dick. Yeah.
Like in the first scene of Angels in the Outfield, his dad like drinks beer and rides away on a motorcycle. I was reflecting recently on it was better when like adult stuff was in kids' movies. When everybody wasn't so sheltered.
We've
I
had this
know.
before.
It was just better.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
We
Well,
were talking. I think it was when we were watching like Home Alone or Home Alone 2.
yeah, like
I was
okay. Well, what adult thing could have gone into K-pop Demon Hunter to make it more adult?
K-pop Demon Hunter is actually a little intense sometimes.
No, I literally teed you up there to put something terrible inside of that movie. It's a
He
great
could have
movie.
put something from Reds in it.
Yeah, he could have been like, one of the main
Losing a
characters
kidney.
loses a kidney. By the way,
Yeah.
the image of a lost kidney in a jar.
Yeah.
And by the way, that doctor just giving away all that free work. Good for him. But also, maybe not. I mean, like, that's how you're going to end
Yeah.
up poor.
In
I
Soviet
know.
Russia, kidneys remove you.
It's in
I do
America,
love-
dude.
Yeah. I love the montage, like when she's in Paris and he goes to find her in Europe and they decide to go to Russia, and then we have that great montage leading up to the intermission. I think that's just it's so sweeping and romantic. Like
I love
as
I don't
they're
even know. Is that when the intermission is? You guys were talking about part 1 and part 2. I'm like, mine didn't have
yeah,
an
it's
intermission,
that's
so I
what
don't know.
leads so that's what
Okay.
leads
The heck
up
are
to the
you?
intermission.
The heck are you talking about? Did you not see an intermission with this thing?
I did not have an intermission on my disc. No.
What?
Really?
On your disc?
The intermission is great. It's like it's such a good it's at such a good part of the movie too.
It's right when I think they're kissing after they put the stuff up over the Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they come back to America and they take all of his like findings and everything, and she runs up to their friend and it's like, we're gonna write the book and da 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 da. That's when Act 2 starts.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Buddy.
Wow.
It's right at the 145 mark too, which is like
Mhm.
it's right in the middle.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yours run
And the
for
music?
2.5 hours.
No. Mine ran no, I have an intermission.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but how long was it with the intermission?
Like 3:15.
3:15?
Sorry, three.
Yeah, 3:15.
Maybe I'm blanking on the intermission.
You gotta
It's
be.
just a little it's not like a built-in time
It's
like
just-
if you were to see it in a theater.
No, buddy. It's just like literally like it's a card
I got
and says intermission,
It's-
and then
yeah.
then it stops, and then it goes right into it. You know.
All right, I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
it's in
when,
there. You have the blue for it?
Mm-hmm.
L'International, like the song is playing and it's just like it's very emotional.
Wait a minute. I got you the blue.
You did give me the blue. So if
I
we
got
had
it
the
for
same one,
Christmas.
I just
Yeah, we have the
missed it.
same Blu-ray. James
missed it.
Edward Ledbetter the third.
Hmm.
Good Lord.
Warren Beatty would be
I should
so
watch.
disappointed
I should
in
watch
you.
the movies for these. I should start watching the movie.
Yeah, did you watch like a weird like studio Harvey Weinstein cut where like he cuts like 45 minutes out of the movie or
I
something?
watched it with Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, okay. Well, what did you guys eat?
He loves it. So you guys are on the wrong side of history.
Did you guys ever like share a meal? Share a popcorn maybe?
Enough.
Okay. Sorry.
I take my bit back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, Sophia, you saw the whole bloody affair, right?
Oh yeah.
I had an intermission. Jay, you didn't go to that, did you?
No,
You weren't
it's still
able to
playing.
do-
I might try and make it.
You should
I
go.
love an
My
intermission.
my in-laws are coming into town, so a 5-hour break would be pretty awesome.
Wait, is it like your in-laws, like your father-in-law, mother-in-law, or are we talking about your sister?
Father-in-law, mother-in-law. So I'll let you know what the latest Netflix slop
Oh
is.
my God. Yeah. What is he going to watch? What will he watch? I always love finding out what your father-in-law wants to.
Maybe we'll watch Reds.
I don't think they're going to want to watch that.
Maybe we'll watch Dick Tracy.
Maybe so.
There
It seems
you
like
go.
a much more lighter.
Really looking forward to your coverage on Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Because your thoughts on Warren Beatty and thoughts on Madonna.
And who our guest is for
it's,
that episode?
This
is going to be a nightmare for
it's
me.
a perfect storm.
By the way, this was his idea for a series. I'm gonna just put that out here. So
I'm very excited to do it.
I feel
Look,
like you are. I feel like
I'm-
you are, but you're being such a Scrooge.
I'm glad. I like this movie a lot. I think it's incredibly impressive. The austerity of it, I think, is very successful.
I thought you would have liked the way like it's edited and the sound work with it.
The editing's
I
so good.
don't like the talking head stuff.
What do you mean?
That's crazy.
I think it's
You don't like the David
cheap
Byrne stuff
tool
in the
for
film?
exposition.
Oh,
I mean, it is for exposition. Like he didn't want, but he didn't. He wanted to be more creative with the exposition than like what we usually see in these types of films.
I mean,
I like
how
the horny
Christopher
guy.
Nolan would have just put a bunch of
People were screwing just as much back then. We just didn't talk about it.
No, I like that stuff. Also, I do think Nolan took a little bit of this like sort of footage segment and threw it into the beginning of Interstellar. I do believe he did that.
How is that why I don't like Interstellar?
Oh, don't start. We're not having this bit today. It's been like 10 years since you've seen that movie, so I don't want to hear
It
anything.
has been. I need to
from you.
rewatch it. Parent
Exactly.
Jay might collapse into a puddle in Interstellar.
You better.
That
know
is
who I
totally
think-
possible.
You know who I think loves Reds? Actually, Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
I thought of her when I was watching this because the entire look of the Provincetown stuff
Yeah.
is very Little Women. Very.
I just
Like
thought,
when they're practicing the plays and like the warmth of those scenes
That is true.
reminds
Jay.
me a lot of her.
Jay, if they recasted this, if they remade Reds today, same
Uh-huh.
script, everything. Warren Beatty's not directing it. Somebody else is directing it. Whatever. Probably it would be Nolan, I guess, right? I don't know. He's one of the only people that could get the budget for it, right?
We'll say Greta's doing it.
or Greta's
say
do-
it's
or
a
Greta.
romance.
Greta's doing it.
Historical romance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Let's say Greta's doing it. Who would you want to play the Warren Beatty role?
Oh, what's that I smell? Is the rock cooking?
Oh my God. Get out of here. Get out of here, fool.
Well, the other thing about this is Warren is way too old for this role.
He is too old.
That is,
They're all
I
too
will-
old.
They're all too old.
Diane can pull it off.
Diane
Yeah.
could, yeah, she really could.
Let
Jack's
me
way
see.
too old for
She's
that role.
Diane is perfect. I would never ever
So
recast her.
I told Sophia the other night I cast the two guys. I want to hear your thoughts, Jay.
It's probably
So-
like Josh O'Connor.
That's exactly who I said for Warren Beatty. Now, for Jack
I feel like he's
Nicholson,
in everything now.
Nicholson, I went a different route. I went Joe Alwyn.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Mhm.
Just imagine him with the mustache, Sophia.
Oh,
Yeah, he could pull it off.
he'd be good.
But the one person I couldn't think of for it would be Diane Keaton. Like, who would play Louise? Who would do it? I mean, if it's Greta, it's probably just going to be Saoirse.
Not for this
He's getting
project, but
too old.
the only actor who has reminded me at all of Diane Keaton, modern actress, is Renate Reinsve.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What about
She's
Flo?
the only one.
Got
No.
Flo in there. Come on.
She's not as good of an actor as
She's a
Diane.
thunderbolt.
What about
Not
about-
who is a good under 30 actress who's as good as Diane?
you know
Nobody.
what if they did Margaret Qualley?
Ooh. Good genes.
Again, not as like again, just we're just
I
in
know
agreement that no one can be Diane, but if you're recasting it, she could do
I'm
it.
putting Joe Alwyn in for Jack Nicholson. I'm not like saying that Joe Alwyn is fucking Jack Nicholson here, Sophia.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? So
Fair enough.
I'm not making a 1-to-1. I'm clearly that movie will never get made, and nor should it. But we're just like Joe Alwyn, the Jack Nicholson of our time.
Now I'm picturing Jack Nicholson in Hamnet.
Now I'm just picturing Joe Alwyn in The Shining and his face right through the door.
Imagine Jack Nicholson walking up to that apartment in London and saying William Shakespeare in his
Imagine
voice.
Joe Alwyn in 5 Easy Pieces. I want you to put the chicken salad between your knees. You know, like there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, and
I
yeah,
can't. Oh my God.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, shut up! God damn you. Is there anything else about Reds that you guys would like to say positively to get me away from this bit? Che?
Do you know that Warren Beatty asked Paul Schrader to write this movie?
Okay. That would have probably been worse.
Right? Do you know what
Yeah.
movie? Do you know what movie?
Talk about a movie that about a man that would write it about a self-centered son of a bitch and make it all
Well, yeah,
internalized monologue.
but it's all. His
But
guys
Warren
are
Beatty would have
absolutely
done
miserable.
all the voiceover.
Do you
for
know
it
what
instead.
movie? Do you know what Schrader movie Beatty was originally the lead in?
Oh man.
It's
Was
one
it
that you
that?
watched for the first time kind of recently.
Oh, is it that one with the dad and the?
One of
Which
the
one?
great taglines.
Which one is it, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore. Right.
Oh, really?
What's the tagline?
Hold on, I'm finding it.
Okay,
I
that
would
would
have
have been
guessed American Gigolo.
that would have been fucking fascinating
Well,
to watch him
he
in
was obviously
hardcore.
not old enough.
Yeah,
But I gotta find it. Hold
because
on.
that
Oh my
character is.
God, that's my daughter.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my God, that's my daughter.
oh
Great.
my
tagline.
God, that's my daughter.
And
That
it's
would have
George
been.
C. Scott with like his head in his hands.
Yeah,
Great.
that movie is scary as hell and actually really, really good.
He basically got fired and then was like, "Will you write my movie?" That's the most pathetic Warren Beatty's ever been.
Sophia, your dad does not like that movie, right? Hardcore.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I just think it's having daughters.
Yeah, I think
don't know.
so. Yeah, it's a scary fucking movie. I'll tell you that.
Question, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Is that my daughter in there?
I'm really just up for any bit you have tonight.
Oh, my God.
Is that my daughter in there? You know,
Last
when we watch one battle after another, and he does the whole "You're fucking mine." When he does that, it's a little bit of "You got my daughter," or "Is my daughter?"
It's
in there?
it's a little bit. The
Oopsie.
one thing I was also going to say about Reds, really great collaborators here
Yes.
on production design. You had Silbert,
Yep.
Storaro doing
No.
the cinematography,
Score.
Dee Allen, legendary editor, Sondheim doing the music.
Steven fucking Sondheim doing the score.
He didn't do very much music for the movie.
It's fucking crazy though.
Still,
That's
I
still
know,
a
I
crazy
mean,
pull,
it's
Jay.
crazy. It's crazy that he got it, but yeah,
like-
even in the special feature on the Blues, Sondheim's like, yeah, I did like one song.
it's like Josh
The love-
Safdie getting all
the
those
love-
people
the
from
love
Marty
theme.
Supreme.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little bit of that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, how did he get
How
Darius
do you get
Ganji?
Jack Fisk
Yeah,
and
how do you-
Darius Kanji
Kanji.
and all those people? It's like, is
And
that
then-
the direction or
Who's
is
the-
it
And then
collaborators?
Benny got none of them.
Yeah.
Well, he
Do you
did
think
get
they actually?
he did
are
get
they actually
Kazu
mad
from
at each other?
No, because they were at the Governor's Awards and talking with Sandler, and they were having a pretty good time, and they were seated together.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is they are doing their own film. I think that
The where
I think Benny
was
Safdie
it
is-
Venice? Was it Venice where he just didn't talk about his brother?
he didn't thank him. He didn't say
That was
anything.
weird.
I mean,
Not as weird as the fact that he won Best Director for The
Yeah.
Smashing Machine.
correct. Thank you.
It was all weird.
Someone
He just
had
didn't
to
have a
say
speech
it.
prepared because he thought there was no shot.
Well, he was like, "This is a real awards." Alexander Payne handed me this. Okay. No, I just think that I think Benny Safdie is disappointed that Josh is not working with him, and I think Josh couldn't give a shit. Like, I think Josh realized I'm about to have Timothy Chalamet in my movie, and I think Benny was like, "I'm gonna go do the Odyssey, and in between that time, I'm also going to make this movie with The Rock, and we'll see who wins." And I don't know if they're going to get back together. It really seems like, honestly, the best Safdie brother besides Josh is Ronald Brownstein.
Yeah.
Like, that seems to be
For
the
sure.
guy, because whatever he and Mary are cooking up is really the secret sauce.
Mhm.
Because, spoiler alert, I think If I Had Legs, I Kick You is actually the best Safdie Brothers movie of the year.
I liked that more than Marty Supreme too.
Yeah.
I liked that
Those
movie
are
a
my
lot.
number 2 and 3 movies of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are great movies.
Yeah.
Great movies in
Mhm.
general.
Both really good.
Who's the Sondheim of now?
I can't. I
Lin,
can't
Lin
even
Manuel.
attempt.
I mean, yeah, but Lynn's burned every bridge with
I think
the
he was
scuttlebutt.
joking.
I was joking.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think he's far off, but because everything Lynn touches, at
Trey
least
Parker
Broadway.
and
No
with.
Matt
one,
Stone.
no one writes lyrics like
No.
Sondheim. That's
No.
a unique thing.
T Swift.
Knew that was coming.
Don't be predictable there, Jay.
Sophia's so over me. It's done. We're cooked.
No, I was just kind of curious. I mean,
I don't know enough about that world.
well, yeah, no, I mean, like, I think, like, Bernstein leads to something like Sondheim, I think, in a lot of ways. Like, I think that they're artists of their generation that crossed over multiple planes of various artistry. And so I just don't know who that is now anymore.
Johnny Greenwood.
I was going to say, I guess Johnny Greenwood is
I'm just kidding. No,
Ludwig Göransson.
There's just
Johnny
no one
Greenwood
like
half
him.
canceled now.
Yeah.
We're not playing this game today.
No, we can't do that.
We're not doing this today, Jay.
Julie Christie said Warren doesn't have an aesthetic bone in his body. Great quote by my girl Julie.
Sounds like a bitter lady.
She had some fire to her, no doubt about it.
Can we talk a little bit though more about Diane and Warren here and their relationship in the process of making this? Because I think it's so key. Because we're
great, no problems.
I mean, like, we're talking about a sweeping, epic, beautiful romance here that was literally until the final cut, wrap, she's done, have a wonderful day, was on just absolute threads at this point from collapsing. I mean, like, he was such he was well documented to be a tyrant on sets. And he pushed her, even though he got this great performance out of her. It's some of her best work. Sophia thinks it is her best work she's ever done. So there is something that goes with that.
That's almost.
But there is also.
to
Hang on,
dispute.
Jay. Hang on, Jay.
No, hold on.
But
Let me interrupt you real quick.
yeah, exactly. You love doing that. Is the fact that they're in a relationship at this time, and they always say don't mix business and pleasure, and they're doing it. And I feel that a lot of the anger that's in their scenes when they're yelling at each other, it's authentic because it's very real. And it felt like they didn't have to go too far in order to get to that point, because it felt like Diane was willing to, I don't know, murder him at any point in the process of making this movie, along
They
with
were
everybody
already
else.
mad at each other, and also it was the 74th take.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, she says like that the many takes like forced her to find like new pieces of the character and parts of herself. But also people who were close to both of them who worked on this movie said that it was hard to tell the difference between their relationship in real life and on screen, and that the relationship between the characters felt more true to Warren and Diane than to Jack and Louise. So I think there is some truth in it. I love the quote in the book where the author says she used to slaughter Warren. And there's another good one too where he says so many women would have been grateful for 10 minutes with Warren, so he picked the one who was running away.
Yeah, there are other quotes from folks who are like, he wanted to spend long periods of time with women that like made him miserable, like that really would fight back against him. He could get any girl he wanted on the street, but the ones that he wanted to have long-term relationships with were the ones that really put him in his place.
What was that,
That's
Sophia?
why I think we would have worked out.
I was going to say, Sophia, you want to say something?
Meanwhile, because what was happening at this time is that he was ostensibly dating Diane Keaton, but he was hooking up with all of our moms at this time, and Diane was, by all accounts, Diane was absolutely crazy about him.
Well, she had just come off of being with
each other crazy.
Well, she had just come off from being with Al Pacino, who they were together all the way until Godfather Part 2 is when they stopped dating each other. And
she also loves dating co-stars.
She loves dating co-stars. She loved Pacino, and she still loved Al. They had a very close relationship.
Yeah.
I think there was a friendship, but a friendship with a far and a shake of a hand with Warren. Al and Diane, like, I think that was like the one of those. It's like, oh, this is the love of my life, but I'm never going to be with them for the rest of my life, kind of thing. But they she went through essentially with Warren Beatty. It wasn't like a full on rebound, but it felt like that. And I think she was by the end of it. From what I read at least, there was just a lot of frustration being around with that. To your point, Jay, ego and that persona, and yeah, I mean, he was encaged at that point, so he's like that dog. He's got to get thrown outside a couple of times.
He worked so hard and he cared so much that anyone who cared less than him, which it was impossible to care more than him, he held everyone to the same standard that he held himself, which is an impossible standard. And when you think about that, there's something admirable about that, but there's
a way you can do
this
it, though.
lack of empathy that he had and maybe still has. Don't know him, haven't talked to him in a while.
He put it in the film. Again, I go back to that scene where
I disagree with that. But
I mean, that's in the film. Like, it's a scene in the movie.
But the film,
whether intentional or not, it's in there.
No, but the argument of the movie is that that's for the greater good. That's my opinion of what the film is saying.
I don't know. I don't think so.
We're saying there's nothing greater than you can achieve than your purpose. And his purpose is this. Warren Beatty's purpose is making movies. I think that's the corollary. He sees himself entirely. He said, "This is not Warren Beatty as John Reed. This is John Reed as Warren Beatty. That's what being a movie star is."
No, that's fair. But then if that's the case, then I would say then he's putting up a portrait of a man that, yes, will alienate and drive people away and say the wrong thing. And those people
he doesn't drive people away, though, because he ends up with the girl at the end.
Oh, he ends up dead because of his decisions.
But as a martyr.
And if he doesn't change, then he's going to end up dead. And then that's probably where Annette Bening walks into the room.
As a martyr in the name of something greater, that he was failed.
Oh, I don't think he's a martyr by the end of this film at all. I don't think that
he's saying. The film portrays him for sure.
Sophia,
100%.
I do not believe so, because by the end of this film, they're literally saying, like, who the fuck was he? I don't even fucking know who that guy is. Like, that's literally what they're saying at the end of this film.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, like, by the time you get to the end, like when she is with him, but you also do feel this a little bit of like, I don't know, like, what did you do? What was all of this for?
Like,
I feel that at the end too. I'm like, all this for what?
Exactly. Same thing kind of goes to like Beatty. Like, you did all this.
No, but what I think is interesting, and then I'll say about Diane, is that yes, she was crazy about him. They actually did stay friends, and like he released something very nice about her when she passed away. But but she spotted him at a hotel when she was in her 20s, and she was like, that's the most beautiful man, I'm never going to be with him. And then she was in her 30s, which I love. But one of the things that she said in the book that made me really sad was, she said that at the time she told Warren, I don't think we're that important historically. Like, we're not as important as Jack and Louise, but now, I mean, she lives on in a way I think far greater than
Louise
both of them.
Yeah, or Jack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there is something about the idea of like, yeah, there's this guy and his grave's in Moscow. And Warren Beatty finds that interesting, but most of the world didn't freaking know who that was. Don't know about this portion of history. Don't even know about her. And the people that are accounting most of this history in the film, they're like, they're like, he was good here, not there. I don't really know that much about. And like, I heard some things, and it's all little tidbits that add up potentially to a story, but no one ever sits down and actually says, yeah, I fully know and we're with those people, and it's an interesting plot device to use as well. But I think that line by the end of the film, it's to your point, Sophia. It's like, these people, what did they do? Who were they? Time is kind of, in history, is sort of just passed them by.
They failed.
Yeah, Eugene O'Neill's probably is the name. He's definitely the name, and he's the one, and he's the one that's saying, yeah, everything that you're seeing here is kind of bullshit. So, but enjoy the film. None, you know,
I
which I
also
kind of find funny.
one thing I do love. You kind of spoke about how it is sort of a portrayal of Beatty and Keaton themselves in the characters. They completely throw away period dialogue in this movie. They just talk like, I mean, Robert Eggers had to be furious watching this movie. But it sounds like they're
Is he going to do
speaking
that?
Elaine May dialogue. Like it could be
I
dialogue
love
in The
that.
Heartbreak Kid. Yeah.
Are they going to be doing that?
As what? Well, it's almost Thanksgiving. Tom is a turkey.
I love that, by the way. That's such a great line. Is Eggers going to be doing that sort of speak in Werewolf?
I mean, for sure.
Probably.
They'll be speaking
Yeah.
werewolf.
To be speaking werewolf. How does one speak werewolf, Jay?
Robert Eggers is going to show me.
Okay, all right. Well,
I don't know yet.
I didn't know if you were a consultant or not on the project. I mean, it is kind of cool that Robert Eggers is able to do that. That movie's going to make a decent amount of money at the box office.
That's one where I'm kind of like, wish he was doing something else.
God damn it! You got to stop this. You have
I know,
been
I'm in
such
that-
a
I'm in
pessimist
that- I'm
in
that-
2026.
I'm in that zone. You know, I'm an Eggers boy.
I
I'm an
know you
egghead,
are.
per se.
You're like, oh, the Odyssey is not that, doesn't look that good. Oh, I'm worried about that. Oh, I'm worried about this.
Yeah.
When did you become the fucking agent for all these people and when to tell them what to do for their next projects, man?
I was actually thinking about this earlier today. I was like, why am I being such a curmudgeon when it comes to this stuff? And it's
Because you're old.
it
Getting
just
old?
seems like well-worn ground. Like it's stuff that I think I think they're totally capable of upending expectations, but I feel like the expectations for stuff like that is kind of set in concrete. And when I actually sit down and think, you know, they'll probably upend expectation and I'll like it. But on the surface, I'm kind of like, there's less wiggle room with stuff like this.
What is your?
Hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, I
But
hope
couldn't
so.
you have said that about Oppenheimer? For
Absolutely.
He did. And he was
100%.
wrong.
And he proved me wrong. Continue to prove me wrong.
Couldn't you say that
Step
about, like-
on me, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Disclosure Day looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great.
But I can already tell that that's an ambitious movie.
Yeah. It does
And also-
what other directors couldn't
Is
do.
it because it's original and not
Late
an
Spielberg,
adaptation?
bro. I mean, I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Yeah, it also does
Here's
the
my
thing
bias
that
towards
Benny
that.
it does the thing Benny Safdie couldn't do. Stop Emily Brunt from speaking.
I think she's well cast as a Kansas City.
I think she looks
meteorologist.
exactly how she needs to look to be that meteorologist in that movie. Looks good.
It
I
does
think
look
it's
good. The
Coleman-
CGI animals are tough.
Well, CGI, there's not many people that can do CGI in this world. Who's the best at doing CGI in modern
James
films?
Cameron.
No, it's Fincher.
Oh, that's actually probably right.
Remember the gummy bear CGI in Gone Girl? That's
Remember
my
that
favorite.
like half of the killer is essentially on a soundstage in CGI? You know?
Zodiac has so much CGI.
Ugh, I love The Killer. It was so
The
good.
Killer's great.
That's a great movie. But you're hesitant on the damn Fincher movie too.
I'm hesitant on the Fincher movie for sure.
You got to learn how to have some goddamn fun.
Why? It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time.
It'll be good. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna love it. And honestly, I'll be better off for going in with tempered expectations.
I just need to see it on a big screen. That's all that matters to me. Because
I'm gonna watch it on an iPad.
the compression on like The Killer was killer when you watched it at home.
I
like,
was really glad that I got to see that in a theater.
right, Sophia, because like the fighting scene where at like those guys' house in like I guess it's Florida or whatever, where like the dogs are a part of it.
Oh yeah.
When we watched it in the theater, it's great. When I watch it at home, like you can't see shit in those scenes. That's why
The Netflix of
it's
it
the
all.
Netflix of it all.
deep blacks that are a problem.
Yeah, that's why we need physical media of this stuff because then that can cut through the compression. And thank
Wait a
God,
second.
thank God we're getting The
Sorry.
Killers.
Sorry, I just learned something.
Okay.
Ella Beatty, who is the fourth child of Warren Beatty and Annette Bening,
Mhm.
was in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
How about that?
Well, who was she in that?
She played the legs.
Let's see. Someone named Kate.
I'm assuming it's one of the girls at the mother with the mother's group of grief. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Or
Hmm.
or was she?
Sorry, this is a tangent.
No, it's a good. This is good information.
All right. So we talked about something about people lost to history. Sophia, do people care about Warren Beatty anymore?
I think people who are
This is a fascinating question.
interested in film would care about Warren Beatty, but I think like Diane Keaton has far eclipsed him
Hmm.
in the culture.
I think his own wife has eclipsed him in the culture.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they made stuff. Warren Beatty hasn't done anything of significance in
It doesn't mean
a
he's not
very, very long
significant.
time. I'm not
Like
saying he's not significant to the history of cinema. I'm just saying pop culturally, he is
that's fair.
fading
He
and
invented the
has basically
political
faded.
concert fundraiser.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
Yeah. Jay's popping those on left and right. No, I think, but I also think this too, and this is very true, is that like I'm not saying it's to the level, but I do think that there will be the day he does pass away. The generation above us are going to talk about him in such a way that is very revered. The way they talked like Redford, not to the same extent, but it will be talked about like that. I do think by that generation and by people that are appreciative of cinema. I don't think that
Meh.
he is. I don't think that he is going to be just like a news article that moves on throughout your day. I think that there will be I love the Big Picture podcast. They did a Robert Redford Hall of Fame. I think that there would be one right after that for Beatty. I think that there would be segments on podcasts broke
You'd have
down.
a pretty hard time getting to 10.
I don't.
Oh my God.
Jay Ledbetter, you've got to stop. But
He's
I'm a
he has
certified
made
hater,
so
bro.
he's made you are, but he's made so many great
I know he's
contributions to
acted. He's
some of the
acted in a
greatest
bunch of stuff.
decades in cinema
Yeah.
history.
No,
I mean, when they talked
you could get
about,
to 10.
I mean, when they talked about Redford for a while on that damn thing, is there was like 20 years where he just like had no movies that even remotely occurred. And then when they
No,
did,
for sure. I
they
mean, the
did
80s
that
was a
10.
bad period for
They did
those
that 10.
movies.
It was like 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. It's like one or two 2000s. And then that was it. And one in the 90s. And that was it. So it was, it is interesting of he became a director, but then he also just like kind of didn't have to do it anymore. His wife was the one doing all the work. Jay, I brought this up to Jay last week, Sophia, and I think it's actually kind of a fair comp. It's like, it's weirdly the inverse of Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman, where Joanne was at the beginning of their relationship, was the movie star and everything. Now, granted, these guys are much older than when Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman met, but then the dynamics changed in that relationship, and Paul became the movie star and she was behind the scenes, and Warren Beatty was the movie star. She comes on the scene in the 90s. They become together. He fades away by the end of the millennium, and she is then like the actress along with Glenn Close that we're all like, when the fuck's she getting an Oscar? So like,
Like, I mean, I will say somebody who's even older than Beatty, who I think has a more significant impact in film history, is Jimmy Stewart. And I think that's something
don't
that we talked about briefly before this podcast that I think we need to dig into more.
you know did you see that trailer for the Jimmy Stewart movie, Jay?
What's it called?
Oh, it's called Jimmy.
Sounds pretty good. It sounds like it might be pretty good.
It sounds like Jay, do you know who's playing Jimmy Stewart in the
I
Jimmy
don't
Stewart biopic?
know. Is it Kai Cenat?
Sophia, do you know who's playing Jimmy Stewart?
Yeah,
in
it
the
is.
Remember his name? It's like
KJ
AJ.
Appa.
KJ Appa. Jay, do you know what he's famous for?
Yeah, he was one of the original cast members of Barney and Friends.
I mean, you're not far off. He was Archie from Riverdale,
Wow.
Mhm.
a show you totally are going to watch in Q1 of 2026.
Well, I gotta catch up before I watch Jimmy.
Yeah. I swear to God,
Jimmy.
It does
watching
look. I saw it. Looked. Somebody say it looked like a 30 Rock.
it looked like an SNL
It-
parody
SNL
sketch.
skit, yeah.
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 It looks rough. because it
If you
also
haven't
has
watched
all
the
these.
trailer for Jimmy, watch the trailer for Jimmy.
It's got
It has
all
all
of
your
these.
favorite washed up actors.
Who's in it, Jay?
We've got Jason Alexander.
Yep.
We've got Rob Riggle.
Wow.
We've got Christopher McDonald.
Wow. Who
We've
won't?
got
By the way, Christopher McDonald, the man that won't kiss another woman on screen. One of those. Soon to be Colum Turner because he said, "I'm saving all my kisses for Dua." Anyway,
you
continue.
know what, Callum?
We salute
got
you.
you, man. I'm
We
with you.
salute
I'm
you
with
on
you,
that
brother.
podcast.
I
Yeah.
stand hand in hand with you. Neil McDonough,
Oh my God. Who?
another washed up king.
Which one's Neil McDonough?
He's you know him if you saw him.
All these people are, you'd know him if you saw him.
Oh, is it one of those like, oh yeah, you probably were a bad guy in a movie with The Rock?
He of course plays Dum Dum Dugan in Captain America: The First
Oh yeah, I know
the
that
Minority
guy.
Report. He's one of the cops in Minority Report.
Actually, I think that's the guy that won't kiss anybody.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that is who it is.
That's the one.
Christopher McDonald is Shooter McGavin.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it's not Christopher McDonald.
I think he's kind of
it's-
normal, just washed.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
normal. Wash your hands clean of it. It's the other guy. What's his name again?
Dum Dum Dugan.
No, not Dum Dum Dugan. Who's the guy that
Neil
played-
McDonough?
Neil McDonough, that's who it is. And he went on like somebody's podcast. I can't remember who it was. It was like a sports podcast, and he said he's like, my career was ruined after this. It's like, what fucking career, dude? Like you were playing the bad guy and Walking Tall. Like let's not say that you were like going to Shakespeare class. All right, buddy.
Not Shakespeare class.
Yeah.
It really is a SNL level impression of Jimmy Stewart in this movie that really wants to be important.
Oh, I want to go to World War II. Yeah, I established terrible Jimmy Stewart impressions on this podcast.
Jimmy Stewart is just such a great actor. Obviously, one of our favorites.
He's the
But
best.
what
the
is
best.
worse, this or Sydney Sweeney playing Kim Novak?
What's worse,
I mean,
this
I'm all in.
or Michael?
The dirty little secret of Jimmy is that it is
Michael.
sort of like a backdoor faith movie.
Yeah, it looks
So
like
that's
a
going to be interesting.
It looks like Angel Studios.
Yeah,
down,
the,
and I'm Jimmy
director-
Stewart, and I approve of MAGA. That's what it looks like. It looks exactly like that, like from the Sound of Freedom people. Jay, are you excited about Michael?
Oh yeah, I'm stoked for Michael.
You're like 100% confident in that
I
thing,
think they're
right?
really going to dig into the meat of his
Of his life.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, you know what's going to happen in Michael, right? Is that
Um,
this is technically it only goes up to I think about the era of Thriller.
but it wasn't supposed to, but they
No.
had to completely reshoot the movie because the family has complete rights over what they can show, right?
Exactly. So
And
like
they were actually gonna make an interesting movie and they were like
they were gonna tackle the stuff about the kids, but they wouldn't give over the rights to the songs. Then at that point, so like, do you want to make a Michael Jackson movie?
Andre 3000 Jimi Hendrix movie?
It's kind of yes. It's essentially like, do you want the music that will help your movie make $1 billion, or do you not want the music and then the movie makes like $2.50? Like that's the kind of thing. So they cut the whole thing, and essentially what they're doing, Jay, are you ready for this?
Mhm.
And I think Sophia, you know this, is that the story leads all the way up to Thriller, and that's essentially like they're going to complete it as if that's a whole movie, but they're going to leave it kind of open if this movie makes a ton of money to then continue the story.
That movie's gonna make a ton of money.
That movie's going to make
so much money.
that movie's going to make like at least 800 to
I
900.
love that. I
million
love that
dollars.
actor.
Who?
The Michael actor.
You mean his nephew?
Yeah.
Who's Miles Teller playing? Michael?
His lawyer, right?
Oh, I thought he was playing
John
Jerome.
Bronca.
Oh, okay.
He's got a
his
cool
lawyer.
he's got a cool look.
He was playing Latoya.
Those drawn on eyebrows.
It's scary. He looks scary in that.
It's scary.
He does look like a rejected extra from Air. Remember Air from Ben Affleck?
He does look like he would be an heir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who's directing that movie? Antoine Fuqua?
Antoine
Mhm.
Fuqua, baby.
It's the most juiceless director out there. Sorry,
Director
Antoine.
watch candidate.
No, I'm just gonna say this now. Never gonna happen.
What's his best movie? Training Day by default.
I'm not even like that big of a Training
I
Day
know,
person.
but he did the Equalizers.
The first Equalizer's fun. Sophia, have you ever equalized?
No.
You should equalize. You should
Yeah, he did
equalize
that-
with your
the,
dad.
the Guilty movie with Jill.
The Equalizer 2 has Melissa Leo and Pedro Pascal. You'd love it. He's equalizing. It's good stuff.
He does equalize. I will give him that.
Third one, terrible.
The first one has Chloe Grace Moretz, who I know is one of Sophia's favorites.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
talk about one of her girls, you know?
I'm only really interested in actresses above the age of 50, but
Which is also how old Sophia is spiritually.
Yeah. Inside.
Chloe Grace Moretz these days. 28. What's she up?
I'm surprised Sophia's up right now. It's past her bedtime.
It is. We're getting close.
We're getting
She was
close.
in Oh What Fun this year, the Michelle Pfeiffer Christmas movie.
I had to watch that.
I've thought about it, but
I watched it.
Haven't
Kind of
yet.
interesting.
I watched it because Sophia,
Love Pfeiffer.
my guy Jeff Tweedy wrote a song for the movie, and I had to, and so where was that on the short list for the
Pfeiffer.
Oscars?
Michelle Pfeiffer might be on the Rushmore, man.
she
She
should be.
is on the Rushmore.
She's
You know when I watched
Catwoman is just an eye opener for.
you know what I watched recently? I watched
Man of a
What
certain
Lies
age.
Beneath. Her and
Oh yeah.
her
Harry.
and Harrison Ford. Whew. Movie's
Harry
weird.
was bad.
Oh, he's really good as a villain though. He should have done that more often.
He's so good as a villain.
He's so good. That's why when I first ever watched Working Girl, I was so nervous that he was going to be a bad guy in that movie because I didn't want him to be. And then he's actually the best man in that movie. It's what men should be. Support women. Make them.
Men should be just like him.
Yeah, they really should.
I agree.
He's a good. Yeah, they should look like him too.
All right.
They should
Yeah.
fucking dress up.
Last aside before we move on, I have a
Okay.
confession to make to both of you.
Oh shit.
I kind of liked Caught Stealing.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm sorry. I thought it was okay. Butler has the juice and then some.
Would he be a good
Is he our
Warren
Warren?
Beatty? Is he the Warren Beatty you'd want? So about
no, because
communism.
he's too good.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
Oh
This
my
take
God.
is so bad.
Jay, you're better than this take, and you know it.
I legitimately don't think Warren Beatty is that impressive a presence on screen. Like it's not a take. It's like I'm not saying it to say it. I'm saying it with my chest.
And it's just wrong.
10
That's
toes.
okay.
10 toes planted on the ground.
What are you
Come
giving
at
the?
me, bro.
So so then what's the grade for this movie then?
4
Jay?
stars. It's a very
Okay.
good film.
Okay. I don't know.
I just had my back against the wall today.
Sophia,
It's a 5 for me.
it's a 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wrong.
So in total, that's an average of 4.33.
Yeah.
No,
You're-
is that right? No,
Not quite.
4.67.
7. Oh my God! Don't. God
No.
damn it. No. You know, but no,
No.
we're not doing that. We do a lot of stupid, silly shit
My
on
inner
this show.
Louise is coming out.
It's
No.
4 and 2/3.
4 and 2. Thank you very much. We do a lot of terrible things on the show. We are not going to do that. This
Actually,
trio.
if you want to be
better
technical,
than
it's
that.
4.6 repeat.
I'm not getting. You need to stop doing math.
Yeah, I would just
Period.
cut it off of 4.6.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if you round
Sophia,
it up, it's
Sophia, don't
4.7.
enable him.
4.7, but
Sophia,
Yeah.
don't enable him, please. Because then he's going to talk about math the rest of this episode.
I don't do math in my job. Excel does it for me.
Exactly.
No, fair enough.
Sophia is well. I do the math off the top of my head for us, like when we're out and stuff. For me, and especially with Megan, because Megan, my wife cannot do math, and Eric can't do math. Sorry, Eric. I know you're here.
Like shopping and tipping, that's easy to do math in your head for me.
Not them. Or like, how many pages left do I have in this book? And they'll tell me, I'm like 62, and I'm
Wait,
like,
what?
like she'll go like. The book,
Okay.
I'm on like page, whatever, and there's how many pages left, and I'm like, yeah, 62. It's not hard. And then I just
Yeah.
say it as I'm walking out of the room to go get water or something. Jay, are you good at math?
I'm quite good at math.
How's the wife?
Not as good.
Okay.
She's probably good at math. Isn't she a pharmacist?
That's counting.
Yeah, but still, like, you
What
know,
is
kind of
wrong with you
equations.
tonight? Listen to what
I
you're
don't know. She probably
saying.
makes compounds sometimes, or I don't know.
She definitely does some compounding.
Are there any
I
other?
don't even know her, but I am sticking up for her in this.
Allie's
She's a very smart person.
She's very smart. She's the best person in that
She's not
household
very
outside of
like
Jet.
she doesn't like math.
It's Allie, Jet, their wonderful dog,
Mia,
Mia, and then Jay.
That's cute.
Yeah. Any other quotes from the book that you guys want to say before we get out of here?
There are just too many. I
What are
mean,
some of
Wizard
your
of
favorite?
Penetration is excellent.
Yeah, can't wait for that to make it into the, a television show from Warner Brothers, The Wizard of Penetration. So what did they call this movie? This movie was not like it was his.
I can't.
Jay.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
He called it a certain kind of shot.
Rhymes with rum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they called it his
Yeah.
bum shot.
Yeah, his bum shot. There you go.
Which I thought was a weird expression.
That's
That quote is courtesy of the great Robert Evans of Paramount.
damn right it is.
Bob Evans.
There's only one person that could have made that quote.
Talk about a cool looking guy.
I mean, look, there is no denying nobody else
So
except
tan.
him at this point could have made this freaking movie. It's crazy that this movie exists.
It is.
He just looks like he lives at the pool.
It's one of the
Bob
last.
Evans.
It's one of the last big shots, big checks. Though the '80s had these sweeping epics, but they weren't. They were far and in between, I think. It wasn't the norm.
Mm-mm.
And but anyway, Jay,
Yeah, man.
you doing all right, buddy?
Just feeling ganged up on. I'm feeling cyberbullied.
Well, it's because you brought it upon yourself tonight. You know that, right? You know that you did this to yourself, not
10
Sophia.
toes down, standing on business.
Sophia, did we do this to him? He had to take.
It's wobbly ground you're standing on.
Jay, before we get out of here, we're going to test your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed in a segment we like to call It's an Honor to Get Nominated, over the film, of course, that is Reds. Now, Jay, we talked a lot last week. The guy got a lot of Oscar nominations.
Yeah, far from, no, not far from heaven. Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah.
Got an astounding number of Oscar nominations.
Mm-hmm. And Sophia, obviously, I know you know, so don't help him on this.
Oh, I'm not helping. I stand with the 12,775 women.
So, Jay, was Reds nominated for any Academy Awards? And if so, what was it nominated for?
It's nominated for a ton of Oscars.
Yes, sir.
Picture, director, actor, actress, cinematography,
Mm-hmm.
editing,
Yes.
production design.
Yes. Art direction. Yeah. That's fine.
What about Stooms?
It got the Stooms, baby.
Did Nicholson get in?
Well, you said supporting actor,
No, I didn't.
didn't he?
No, he just
No?
said the leads.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yes.
I don't think there's a supporting actress that would have gotten in.
Are you sure about that? Because this tripped you up last week.
The way you said that just sounded like in one battle after another.
Which part?
I'm trying to remember what it's from, but it's you sure about that? The cop says that to Benicio when
Yeah.
she pulls him over.
You sure about that?
It's trash.
Yes, ma'am.
I've
had a few.
Stapleton get supporting actress?
Yes, she got.
That's crazy.
Not only did she get the nomination, she got the win.
She won.
Supporting actress was just a wasteland back then.
You got one more.
It's crazy.
One more.
Oh man, is it a big one?
No,
Score?
nope. Sondheim
No,
didn't get
because
in.
they didn't do much music. Uh, is it a big one?
What?
Goes along with editing sometimes.
He's not going to know that.
Oh.
Sound?
There you go. Oh, he did know that. Good job, buddy.
It's
No.
the other one that has editing in the name, and they only had the one back then, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Um.
that's a lot of
So it
noms.
won supporting actress. What else did it win?
I know that it won director
That is
because
correct. That's
in the
Warren
book
Beatty.
it says or no, in the documentary he's like, and I know that it didn't win picture because he said I left some people out because I thought I was going to get to thank them later when I won picture. And it was all the editors that he forgot to thank, who he had a very difficult relationship with post
Mm-hmm.
production, and they were pissed off that they didn't get thanked.
Dee Allen and Craig McKay.
Mhm.
It won also cinematography.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good looking movie.
Yeah.
Some very purposeful shots. I mean, listening to him talk about his experience on that movie is really interesting too, because he in the documentary, it's very clear that he made a lot of contributions with shot composition and lighting and trying to bring the themes of the film out with his techniques, not just what Beatty wanted to do. So a cool little collaborative tidbit there.
This was the year
Seems like a cool guy.
of Chariots of Fire,
The little
Atlantic
movie that could.
Atlantic City, On Golden Pond, Reds, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So that was the best picture line. It was a pretty decent lineup.
I would give Keaton. Who won actress? Was this who was this?
This
It
is
was
Catherine
Katharine
Hepburn
Hepburn.
for On Golden Pond. Where do you stand on that, Sophia?
I haven't seen it.
I negative. Give it to Keaton for
Mhm.
Reds.
Give it
I
to
also
Keaton.
like Susan Sarandon in Atlantic City, but Keaton wins very easily here for me.
Yeah, and I wouldn't give it to Fonda either. I'd
No.
give it to Dudley Moore for Arthur.
Give it to Nicholson. When did he win his next one? Was it like the year after?
That's a good question.
2 years later?
Oh,
Terms? Good
Because
old
it's the terms year.
yeah,
2 years later.
2 years later. That's when he wins his first. Because Nicholson has.
Jack should have come back for Ella McKay. Come on.
Well, I mean, he just recently say that like James L. Brooks said that he expects Jack to make a return at some point.
I don't know.
I kind of don't think so. Like I'm gonna say this. I love Jack. Having him on screen would be wonderful. But I saw the SNL 50th when they rolled him out there for that,
He looks
and it was
old,
both
man.
it was both emotional and also
is old.
kind of sad. Honestly, like it kind of felt like they were poking us.
He's old. There's always been rumors of him having some kind of dementia or something.
Well, he had. Well, I mean, they talked about it on. What was the last James L. Brooks movie? How do you know? Didn't they talk a little bit about that he had an earpiece and that they had to feed the lines through there to him a lot for that film? I mean, he's still very good in it, but I mean, it's a sad reality. I'm not trying to sound sad or anything. I would love to see Jack, and I love him.
I'm not going
But
to say it's one of his
He
better
and-
performances, but
He and
No.
Warren Beatty are both 88. They're old.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Warren Beatty's still busting out the Dick Tracy jacket.
he's going to all the award shows. He's the side piece now. I loved a
My-
couple of years ago when they were at. I think they were at like he's the arm candy. When they were at, I think the Indie Spirits, and I think Annette Bening was nominated for 20th Century Women or something. And Mulaney and Nick Kroll were up there on the stage, and they were like, "Who's that with you, Annette?" And it was like, "Is that what's your name? Your name's Warren. Hi, honey. How are you doing tonight?" And, really dressed up because he was just wearing like a leather jacket and jeans to the event because he can do
And
whatever
she had
the
on a
fuck he wants.
turtleneck.
Yeah, she did. And they were just like,
mean,
and
that's
then they
baller.
started making fun of him. They're like, "What kind of a name is Warren? Warren." And
Aw.
I love, I love Mulaney and those guys. Those are really fun guys. But you don't really see him out a lot because Was he at the Oscars with her for Diana
Oh,
Nyad
I was gonna ask you, like, if we didn't have the strike, do you think he would have come to Telluride?
for Nyad?
Yeah,
Holy shit!
because she would have gotten the medallion,
Well,
so
she
like
did
he
get the
might have been
medallion,
there.
and he
Yeah.
might have been. Well, Jody would have also been there.
I
Hmm.
saw a paparazzi photo of him. He drinks out of the jellyfish tumbler that everybody got for the FYC.
You know what's crazy? When we go out, Sophia, this is not a joke. I think you've seen this as well. When we've gone out in public and gone with other critics at these film festivals and see them out and about and they got their backpacks and stuff, that is a tumbler that I see people have a lot out there still. That stuff is still used, my friend. You may joke of
Man,
it, but like
we were around for the golden era of FYC swag, and
I'm
it
just
has
gonna say it.
dried up.
This year sucked.
It was tough.
It
I
was
used to get
rough.
wine. I used to get all kinds of fun
We used
stuff.
to get cool shit. We even got
The
these
Nyad water bottle.
we used to
It was
get
like-
these big, ridiculous, stupid books.
Yeah, those like $140 Netflix books.
Yeah, they didn't even give us the
Ridiculous coffee table
Frankenstein one
books,
this
yeah.
year. You know who didn't give us anything? And I'm just going to say this, and I love them and respect them, and I hope their movie wins Best Picture.
Or
I ain't get
bribe me better.
get a single goddamn thing from Warner Brothers. Not a single thing. Not even.
They need to cut down on expenses.
No, they don't. They just they're getting a fuck ton of money in.
Look, man, what you do before your company gets underwritten is you cut down on all your non-essential expenses, and then your valuation inflates. But it doesn't really matter because they're paying like 7 times market value for
Yeah. Well,
It's crazy.
Netflix's boxes were bad.
Zaslav, man.
Yeah, they were all bad. Amazon sends me this yearly thing. I'm just gonna give you a little inside baseball. Amazon sends this box of it's an advent calendar, and all these little box. Do you guys get this? Sophia, do you get this one?
I didn't get that.
No.
No, I just get the screeners from them.
It is this big box that it's this wide. It's huge. It's fucking huge. And they send it every year. And I can tell you this, every year there's one of 31 things in there that are useful. The rest is crap. But the box itself I use for storage and for other purpose, other kind of just put knickknacks or books or this other crap that's around the house, and I use it
It's like
that
when
way.
you give a kid a present and they like to play with the box.
Exactly. The box is the only thing, but the best thing that we used a lot, A24 used to give up a full giant wall calendar, and we used it for 3 years, and then they stopped doing the wall calendar because they make you want to buy the wall calendar, and I'm not
The
buying
only
the
thing
wall
anybody
calendar.
cares about anymore is the neon box.
Hmm.
Because boy, oh boy, do I love having those 480p's sitting on my shelf.
Well, that is the one thing about Netflix. They do give us Blu-rays,
Yeah.
but they didn't give us a Blu-ray for The Killer, and that always pissed me off. They didn't do anything for that movie.
They sent a poster.
The Frankenstein stuff was lazy.
Maybe they know it's not that good.
It's the movie they have out
Did I
front.
say that out loud?
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you for the first time on this podcast tonight.
Oh, I'm back.
I thought they would have sent the score or that book. They didn't send anything for that shit.
I was
disappointing.
expecting the Frankenstein book. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, that big. Have you seen that big book?
Or
Sophia?
a
Mhm.
Train Dreams book would be good. That would be nice.
Oh, actually, that would be the best coffee table book, honestly, of the year. That would be a really good one. I'm waiting for somebody to do the book for One Battle After Another.
I don't need to see Oscar
Well, they
Isaac
have that
hamming it up in
photography
a
book.
coffee table book.
Oh, they
I
do?
want that.
I need that book. Gotta have that book.
I want
Yeah, I've been seeing that passed around. It's it's
The red cover.
the red cover. I'm gonna go
want
on.
it.
I'm gonna go
I
on. I want
They
it.
should have passed out a one battle nativity scene.
Wait,
think
Jay,
that's what
you're
they
not
should
supposed to say anything about that because because people got it so mad about the tongue in cheekness of the Christmas Adventurers Club getting re. Did you know that, Jay?
No, you know what? I missed that one.
So online, when One Battle's getting re-released this Christmas holiday, and what was it, Sophia? What was
when
the
they were
poster
making
stuff?
jokes about the Christmas Adventures Club, like this Christmas,
Yeah.
have an adventure.
Yeah,
Whatever, something like
something so
that. Yeah,
just
I mean, it is very tone deaf in the context of the movie, but
I mean,
whatever.
but it's also like nothing to really get like that hung up about. Like it's,
No, no.
it's nothing. It's
It said
nothing.
looking for a Christmas adventure.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to be performatively pissed off about that. That pisses me off.
Um, Anywho, Sophia, would you just give like this movie all the Oscars across the board based on nominations?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot what we were talking about for a second.
Okay.
I would give it Best Picture. I would give it Director, Diane Keaton. I'm trying to think of how much I would give it because, like, I think there's so many options,
Can I,
really, but definitely those. Maureen Stapleton. I mean, I know, like, she had been nominated. I think this was
Come
her
on.
fourth nomination, so that's why she
oh,
won. I would give it. I mean, cinematography, I think, is a great win. I would give it editing just for what they had to put and put together, like hearing more about Dee Dee Allen and everything that she did for that. I do like Raiders of the Lost Ark, though, obviously, so I would
Hell
feel
yeah.
bad taking that away.
You
But
know
I
who should have
mean,
gotten supporting? Karen Allen.
oh, Karen Allen.
hey, Karen Allen,
Mm-hmm.
the other person you get compared to sometimes.
Yep.
Karen
Thanks.
Allen rules.
Karen Allen rules.
You know who else rules? Sophia.
Yeah. You know
Oh,
what, Sophia?
Back
thanks.
in her
You
good
rule.
graces. Let's go.
It's,
Oh,
can I,
this
But
will
yeah.
make Sophia happy. Bought Tar on 4K. No big deal.
Oh, nice. Now you're just sucking up to
can
me.
I, you know what I'm going to say that makes her mad though? I wouldn't give this best picture of the
I'd give it to
nominees.
Rated.
Did you just do Chris Berman
Yep.
doing the rate? The Raiders.
The
Raiders. Yeah, I would give it to Raiders of the Lost Ark, Sophia. That's
I'm okay. I'd give it to Reds.
yeah.
But I love Raiders of the Lost Ark though too.
It's my favorite Spielberg, so that's why. I
Mm.
mean,
Mine's still Jaws. I
no,
know it's
Jaws
like,
is my number two.
yeah.
I love Jaws, but I don't know.
BFG.
Not the BFG. Oh, that's the
I'll tell you
worst.
what.
Is that the worst one?
Um,
Is that the
Mm,
worst Spielberg?
it's possible.
maybe.
I don't
I
know. I
really
feel.
didn't like Ready Player
I
One.
was going to say that feels like the signature Sophia Ciminello headache movie,
There's
like a
a
movie that
take.
gave you
There's a
a
take on
CGI
that movie.
headache.
It did give me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way to think about that movie that's interesting, and there's no way to think about the BFG that's interesting.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
BFG is a big fucking bore. That's what that is.
Uh,
It's a big fucking giant waste of time.
hey,
There it
we
is.
go.
I got there. There you
Pauline
go.
Kael over here.
Not a fan of Warren Beatty,
Not
just
a
No.
fan
like
of
you,
Warren
Jay.
Beatty.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
Me and
All right.
Pauline,
This was fun.
who also
Sof-
said like Raiders sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
She hated Raiders.
Nobody's perfect. Sophia,
Not exactly an iconic crop of films in this lineup, I will say.
Jay, I'm trying to wrap this up so we can get out of here. Do you mind?
Oh, hold on. Let me think of something.
Time
Oh,
for me to go to bed.
All right. So
people love
yeah.
it when we have 3-hour episodes.
Sophia, thank you so much for coming on this wild ride with us.
Mhm.
You made your way through and somehow found your way through Russia. Can you tell
Mhm.
everybody where you can find all your work on the internet, as well as can you give a recommendation of the week for our listeners out there?
Yeah, so you can find me at Sophia_Sim on Twitter, Sophia Sim on Letterboxd. You can find my reviews, interviews, and more podcasts at AwardsWatch. Thank you guys for having me on for this. I feel like we've been talking about doing Reds for a very long time, so it was fun to be here. Recommendation of the week. Let's see. What have I watched recently that I've really liked or that I would recommend? You know what? I'm going to recommend Splendor in the Grass, Warren Beatty's film debut. I rewatched that the other night and I thought that it's really great. I mean, I hadn't watched it since high school. I'm not normally a big Natalie Wood fan, but she's really good in it. So that's my other reason why I would recommend that. Um, I've been doing a supporting actress watch where I've actually been going through all of those too, so that's been fun. Um, but my serious recommendation of the week also is just I rewatched All the President's Men over Thanksgiving,
Mm,
and
Hell yeah.
it hits every time. It's a perfect movie.
yeah. Those are great recommendations.
So there you go.
Jay Ledbetter,
Yeah, man.
same drill.
All right. So I watched a god awful film. Um,
You can do your socials first if you want
called
to do that.
oh yeah, sure. Letterbox J Ledbetter, Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter, anything I'm writing over at awardswatch.com.
There you go.
So I watched a god awful film
Yeah.
called A Big Bold Beautiful Journey.
Oh, I still haven't
Oh,
seen that.
oh, we're doing this tonight. Okay.
I'm not gonna harp on this movie. I think it
I
was
didn't. I haven't seen it.
disastrous. I think Kogonada has talent, but good grief.
He has a new movie coming out at Sundance.
Yeah, he sure does. But it is just like twee and just so rote, and oh my God, it's just like insufferable. But there is one scene that almost made me emotional. In a scene where every scene is desperately trying to make you emotional, there was one scene where I was like, this is getting to me a little bit, and it was because of a song called Bug Like an Angel by Mitski. And I was like, I'm gonna go on a
I love
Mitski binge.
Mitski.
Let's Mitski
Yeah.
it up. So I'm recommending Mitski. Go on a Mitski binge. Another music rec from me. Just had a great day today listening to Mitski at work. So if you don't know about her, check her out. If you love her, give her a spin again.
Mitski is big on in the house right now.
You know who loves Mitski?
Hmm.
Paul
Warren
Mescal.
Beatty.
Oh, Paul Mescal. That's not surprising.
That is not surprising.
I just wanted to remind Jay of another actor he doesn't like.
The Warren Beatty. He's the Warren Beatty of our time.
Oh my God.
Make sure you bring that up next week.
Week. Yeah, I'm sure you won't get fired. No, Mitski's been playing a lot in the house.
I want to like Paul Mescal.
I think he wants. Yeah, I think he wants to. Mitski's been playing a lot in the house. Geese has been playing a lot in the house.
Yes.
All right,
Love Geese.
Geese makes me feel 700 years old. I don't understand it.
Oh,
Why
I
you
love
don't like
Geese.
it?
No.
Or why?
It sounds like
With the
bad
national
Radiohead to me is what it sounds like. Because the guy can't sing.
Oh.
The guy can't sing.
Oh, Jay, you can't say this stuff out loud. You're gonna
No,
get
I'm
killed
done. All right, keep going. I'm done.
Keep going, Ryan.
tonight. My God, we do not condone the thoughts of James Edward Ledbetter the fourth here on the show, or the third actually. All right, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, Ryan McQuade 77. You can find all my work here at awardswatch.com. I might have Director Watch again next week with a new co-host. Just depends if Jay is still alive. And iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. We greatly appreciate it. While you're on the website, please sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all the news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, everything we do under one roof. Sign up for the newsletter. Recommendation of the week. Well, we're in at the time of recording. We're still in the midst of the tragedy and loss of Rob Reiner, a director we have considered multiple times on this podcast to do, and I think at some point we will talk about him. You know, I was. This is going to sound like I'm going on a tangent, but just hear me out. So I saw this clip online today of Jack Black and Paul Rudd trying to promote their Anaconda film on the Today Show. And
That looks good.
okay, you need to stop. And Paul Rudd talked about how he made a movie for a generation in different genres that you could say is your favorite movie of all time. And he did it also after being on the most successful, one of the most successful sitcoms of all time, probably the most vital sitcom of all time in All in the Family. Because that show pushed buttons that no other show has ever been able to do.
Ground. Yeah.
It broke ground in such a profound way, and is a television show I remember watching a lot of reruns with my grandfather growing up.
Me too.
Because it's like, I've told this story before, but like that show came out on Saturday nights, and this is the biggest show in the world. And so they would go to church, and if the priest was going too long, he had to reassure everybody, "Don't worry, folks, I will get you home in time to watch All in the Family at 7 o'clock. Do not worry about that." And so Reiner was a wonderful director, great actor, writer, a humanitarian, a political activist, all this different stuff. Recommendation of the week: watch one of his 7 wonderful films. Watch This Is Spinal Tap, The Princess Bride, Misery, When Harry Met Sally. Guys, I'm forgetting
A Few
them.
Good Men,
A Few Good
President.
Men, American President. Those are the 7. Watch any one of those and tell me those aren't some of the most insanely entertaining, rewatchable films of all time, and important films when you're mentioning the top 10 or the top 20 of their genre, if not the films that define their genre. I mean, A Few Good Men is maybe the most insanely rewatchable courtroom drama of all time.
That movie rules.
When Harry Met Sally's the great romantic comedy ever made, right?
It's arguably the romantic comedy.
It is the romantic comedy, at least in my house, and a movie that we watch around
It's
New Year's.
definitely
Every
one of
single
them
New
for
Year's.
me. Like top 5.
Top 5 easily. And so, yeah, Rob Reiner, we'll miss you. Go watch those films. I pulled them all off the shelf. We will be watching them this coming week or whatever here at the house. They're fantastic. Well, that has been this chaotic episode of Reds.
Shame on me for not bringing up Oscars on YouTube. Just like what an oversight.
Too late. Oh,
we have it's not happening until 2029, so you have plenty of
you
time.
got 3 years to build it up, buddy. We will be back next week. We will be continuing our Warren Beatty movie series with a review of Dick Tracy, which should be really fun.
That'll be a normal episode.
We'll
get back on track with that.
We not only have one guest as of right now, we have 2 guests on that show, and that should be a lot of fun.
We can't keep.
Thank you all so much for listening. Happy New Year, and we will see you all next time.